Hi, Rhianna Patrick with a Triple J News update. The Democratic presidential nominee John Kerry says America needs to stop what he's termed the country's dangerous divisions after conceding victory to returned US President George W. Bush. Senator Kerry says he called the president earlier this morning to congratulate him on winning a second term in office.
We had a good conversation, and we talked about the danger of division in our country and the desperate need for unity, for finding the common ground, coming together. Today, I hope that we can begin the healing.
The Australian Democrats say the government winning control of the Senate will help their new leader Lynn Allison turn around the troubled party. Senator Allison will take over the top job from Andrew Bartlett after the party's poor election performance left only 4 senators from July next year. Senator Bartlett will take up the role of deputy. The new positions will be confirmed in a ballot of members over the next month. 4 people have been killed and more than 65 others injured in a bus crash in the northern Indian state of Rajasthan. Indian media says the bus was carrying Indian tourists from the neighbouring state of West Bengal when it overturned after skidding on a highway. A rare whale found on a northern New South Wales beach yesterday has been identified as a bottlenose whale. An initial autopsy at Byron Bay found the mammal to be a Longman's beaked whale, but a closer inspection showed otherwise. The Australian Museum's Dr. Sandy Ingleby says the bottlenose whale is from the beaked family and is a rare find, which will be put to extensive research use at the museum.
We get some beaked whales that are more common than others, but the group in general is fairly poorly known. And as I said, we only have one of this species in the Australian Museum collection, and it's a skull. The one that stranded up at Byron will hopefully get the whole skeleton and the skull, and we've got frozen tissues as well, so that'll be useful for genetic studies and possibly even the organs.
Booker Prize-winning Indian author Arundhati Roy has told an audience at Sydney University that Australians should take action against companies that have profited from the war in Iraq.
For example, you could make a list of those corporations who have profited from the invasion of Iraq and have offices here in Australia. You could name them, boycott them, occupy their offices, and force them out of business.
Ms Roy will receive the Sydney Peace Prize today and has been an active campaigner for justice for the poor both in India and internationally. And in cricket, India will start day 2 of the 4th cricket test against Australia at 2 for 22 in Mumbai. While in state cricket, Western Australia will resume at none for 23 in its match against New South Wales. Triple J.
G'day, how you going? I'm Mark.
And I'm Ben.
I'm Chris, and we're after the 4.
This Oz Music Month, make sure you tune in or come along to see us playing.
Live at the Wireless from Key Largo and Terrigal this Monday night from 8.
For all details, check triplej.net.au.
Yeah.
Another day that will fade tonight, grinding away at the clutch of daily life. Dream it all away, you're a pilot, I'm the man, calling all the shots, I'm the head of flight command. Though I may have ditched my hopes and pins on you, my thoughts on my mind. Got you on my radar. 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 All the formulae, strategies and plans, signals will decay between a girl and not okay, and people ain't no good. There's 101 ways you can Got you on my radar. 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 Got you on my radar.
That's Peabody on Triple J from Sydney and Got You on My Radar off their CD. The new Violence at 6:06. Adam and Will with you saying good morning Australia for the 17th last time. Good morning, Sticky Chicken. How you going?
Well, look, I thought we were going to leave, it was going to be an end of an era when we left the radio.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably going to be a change of government in Australia, a change of government in America. It was going to be a whole new crazy world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just get re-elected for another 4 years too.
Exactly.
It's one of those things with Bush. Bush has won the election. It's come down to Ohio, which has always been one of my favourite named American states. I've got to say Ohio.
Why is that?
Well, it just kind of sounds like, the state was named, somebody was having an orgasm, then spotted somebody they knew. It's like, oh, hi, oh. It really has that sort of, it's got a beautiful feel of like, you're having sex, mid-sex, you've gone, oh, there's someone I know.
Mid-sex, you've spotted someone you know. And when you've thought of this, as I'm sure you have at length in the past, was the person you know just walking through the bedroom in which you were having sex, or were you having sex in a public thoroughfare and happened to spot someone you know, or was there a TV on? Or
I always imagine it was just someone walking past the door, like an open door.
Okay.
Like, say like a plumber. Say like you're in the bedroom going at it, and you've had, say, a plumber working in the bathroom. He's walked through to the kitchen to, say, grab a glass of water.
Okay.
He's gone past the open door.
Okay.
You've realised, I didn't know there was a plumber here. It's Gary.
Okay.
So you're like, oh, hi. Oh.
It is 6:08 on Triple J. Why don't we, in the wake of the US presidential elections, where it seems like Ohio has swung the whole thing and George Bush has held on, if you ever have had cause to say, oh, hi, oh, in Will's situation, in the middle of an erotic act, spotting someone you know, sort of politely trying to say hi at a very inconvenient time. If you've been walked in on, if you've been doing something a little bit too publicly, and you've spotted someone you know, give us a call now, 1-800-055536, 1-800-055536. You don't have to mention your real name. We can fudge the details enough, but we've got to know if Will's the only person. You've thought of it.
I have thought of it.
I want to know if
has it ever happened?
Someone's lived it.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Has someone ever lived Ohio? 1-800-055536. So give us the situation again where you might have said Ohio.
Right, well, you're having an orgasm. You spot someone you know, then go back to orgasm. Oh, hi, oh.
It is 6:09 on the J's. Adam and Will with you.
At least one person's calling.
Here's Blur.
Oh, no, there they go. Come on, people.
And Stereotypes.
I know it's happened to someone.
1-800-055536. You might want to ring up and pretend it was a friend of yours.
T-shirt runs a little B&B. She's most accommodating when she's in her lingerie. While swapping is your future, you know that it would suit you. Yes, the stereotypes. There must be more to life. All your life you're dreaming, and then you start dreaming. From time to time you know you should be going on another date. Sleeping, but she's dressing up tonight. She likes a man in uniform, he likes to wear it tight. They're on the lover sofa, they're on the patio, and when the fun is over, watch themselves on video. The neighbours may be staring, but they are just past caring. Yes, they're stereotypes. There must be more to life. All your life you're dreaming, and then you stop dreaming. From time to time you know you're going on another bender. Yes, there must be more to life. The stereotypes.
6 on the Jays. Blur and Stereotypes. Another big day out lineups announced, and another time I'm disappointed that Blur aren't coming. I still say they'd be as good as any band in the world in a big day out type environment.
They would kick ass.
Oh, to go crazy. I'll have to have a word.
I've seen them live and they just go off.
I'll have to have a word to Damon. Next time we're hanging out, it's 6 on the Jays. Now, we're exploring the Ohio phenomenon. If this really catches on, Ohio could become the new phrase for being walked in on.
Yeah, I think I want it to be. That would be a great lasting legacy for our time on the radio if being caught mid-sex was now termed having an Ohio.
Well, someone who's been to Ohio is Dave from Tasmania. Tell us about when you went to Ohio, Dave.
Having a little bit of play around outside, mate, and thought I was safe, nice and safe and secure in the dark with my long-time ex-girlfriend.
Sure.
Yep.
And someone's turned the light on inside, and there's a few people inside with the light beaming out onto us on the lawn outside.
Nice.
Oh, no.
There you go. You went to Ohio, didn't you?
You visited Ohio.
Thank you very much for your call, mate. It's 6 on Triple J. We're asking people when they've been caught going to Ohio. And on line one, we've got Justin. How are you going, Justin?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
You sound very much like Justin, the guy who was on the overnight shift on Triple J.
Yeah, not quite as sexy, though,
Sure.
But a little bit taller.
You've been to Ohio?
Well, I've been almost there. I've never actually had anyone walk in on me. Well, I don't know, because I'm usually wearing a gimp mask, so I can't see anything.
Sure.
But
Right.
I was actually out once playing sport and came home, and the house was open, and I couldn't find my flatmates anywhere.
Sure.
And was looking around, and then went out the back, and I saw them, and I wasn't wearing my glasses, and so I could see them, and I went, oh, hi. And as I got closer, I realised what was going on, so it was more like a, oh, hi, because I thought he was potentially killing her.
Right.
And, and I kind of got close enough to see things that you just don't need to see.
No, exactly. Were they flatmates that you knew regularly visited Ohio themselves, or did the whole thing come as a surprise to you?
Well, I thought they were good Christian people.
Exactly.
Well, they were still kind of Christian the way they were doing it.
Okay.
Right. You thought they were from the Bible Belt, and turns out they were from Ohio.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for your call, Justin Hamilton.
Great work last night, Jossie.
We've got Tim from Canberra on the line. Tim, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Have you been to Ohio lately, Tim?
Well, does it count if you get caught making love to yourself?
Oh.
Yeah, as long as you're into making love to yourself.
Mate, you can travel slowly to Ohio. You can travel solo. You can travel in a group, whatever.
That's right, yeah.
Tell us about the time you got caught going to Ohio, Tim.
Well, it was that time of the month for my missus, so I had to take care of myself.
Oh, good on you, Tim. Good on you, mate. Thanks for calling.
Not a problem, mate.
Yeah, I'm surprised the ladies weren't lined up round the block for you.
That's what I was saying.
See you later.
See ya.
Yeah, thanks for calling Rocktober.
That voice comes very naturally to you.
Oh, yeah. What are you mugging saying? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's because you went to a school.
There's a little bit of snob that comes out of you occasionally.
Six.
Just when you're not expecting it, the little bit of Adam Spencer snob comes out.
Tonight at 11, get ready for the best in blues and roots.
Hey, Geordie here, and to celebrate the incredible talent on offer in this country at the moment, tonight's Roots and All will be all Australian. That's right, 2 hours of the finest from our own backyard. Live Roots tonight from jazz groove outfit Panda, plus new releases from Holly Throsby, The Waifs, The Gin Club, and a whole lot more. That's Roots and All tonight from 11 with me, Geordie Kilby, on Triple J.
It is about 6 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Let's have a look at episode 102 of The Weather. We're only 2 episodes away from number 100. It's going to go off. Townsville fine for a place named after alleged slave trader Robert Towns. 31 degrees. Thank you, Baxo.
Really?
Who hit me on the guest book with that. Yeah.
Right.
Alleged slave trader Robert Towns.
What, was he an Australian? There wasn't slaves in Australia, surely.
No, I presume he was...
an internationally renowned slave trader.
Exactly.
Right.
Slave trader of the world.
Right.
Brisbane, morning showers in fine 29. I bear in mind I'm basing it on Baxo's words. 6:15, I'm happy.
Well, no, he was one of the biggest, greatest... Like, there was Magnus Clark...
Yep.
And Baxo are our 2 greatest historians.
He's up there.
Yep.
I've read his stuff. I find it slightly revisionist.
Sure.
But it's very well researched. His credentials are impeachable. Brisbane, morning showers and fine and 29. Newcastle, mostly fine and 26. Sydney, fine and 25. Canberra, fine and dry, 21. Hobart, cool and cloudy, 17. Adelaide, some rain and 20. Perth, fine and 21. Darwin, an afternoon storm and 34. Alice Springs, storms and 34 degrees. Melbourne, fine. Maybe even rain, 19 degrees. You can go to Ohio. We've got Phil on the line who's visited somewhere else. Where have you been, Phil? Tell us your story.
Mate, I would have loved to have gone to Ohio, but when my mother walked in, it was only as far as Iowa.
Nice job, Phil. Great job. Well played.
Thank you very much. I'd tell you a joke about South Dakota, but other people are listening, if you know what I'm saying. It's 6:17 on the Jays. Here's the Cops and Dirty Little Rebel. We've got Tripod Song of the Hour challenge from this week up soon.
Until dark, turn into a bat and make for Battery Park. Sucking on a soda pop of lemon and gin, giving to your body suited creature of sin. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't want to be alone in the night, in the night. I don't want to be alone in the night, in the night.
It is 6:20 on the Jays, Adam and Will with you. Tripod's Song of the Hour challenge this week was generated by young Emily, who had to come up with a song about water recycling for a school. And she thought, well, why should I do it when we've got Australia's greatest improvised songwriters who've got to do something anyway and are probably running short on ideas. And Adam and Will sound tired and past it. So
thanks, Emily.
Here's an idea.
Thanks for helping us.
We managed to tease out from her. It was for her teacher, Ms. Ward. Yep. So if we could be nice to Miss Ward as well, that's probably only going to help Emily.
We were trying to say to Emily, like, what sort of student are you? You one of the cool kids? You one of the... you know what?
I'm a bit of a rebel. Ooh, what have you done?
Can't say anything. Miss Ward might be listening.
Yeah, don't want to get back to Miss Ward. Yep. So we're going to explore her mysterious rebel past. And it was on Tuesday, we did it Melbourne Cup Day. So if there could be a little bit that had the cadence of a Melbourne Cup call, going at a sensible pace, and then just mad screaming for a few seconds, pretty much unintelligible. Tripod ticked every box. It's 6:21. This is Emily's water song.
Yeah. I thought my days of doing other people's homework would finish when I finished doing high school. The threat of physical violence doesn't scare me. No, it won't work. I'm a grown-up. But Emily sounds so sweet. Maybe just this one time I ought to help complete a little song about saving water. I can't very well say no on national radio, and Emily sounds so sweet. Hey, 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 hey. Limit your shower time by using a neck timer, but there's better ways of timing shorter showers. I would personally opt for singing Bowie's song Jean Jeannie or Blue Jean.
Yeah, I mean, that gives you roughly the right amount of time. Any Bowie song with jeans in it, basically. Actually, any song with jeans in it. Everybody's wearing blue jeans. Just not Baby Makes Her Blue Jeans Tall by Dr. Who. That's just too long.
And Emily sounds so sweet. You gotta give her points for trying. Sure, she didn't write this song, but at least she isn't lying. She had the guts to go on national radio. And Emily sounds so sweet. What do we really know about this Emily person? Yeah. We don't know what she wants or where she comes from. Who knows where? She could be an agent of evil. We just don't know. But she sounds so sweet. Oh, she sounds so sweet. Emily sounds so sweet. One day I'd like to meet you, as long as you promise me and introduce me to your teacher. I would like that a lot, cause Miss Ward sounds really hot, and Emily sounds so sweet. Emily sounds so sweet. If there's just one time I order help complete a little song about saving water, I can't very well say no to the public on national radio. And Emily sounds so sweet. Hey, 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 hey.
I love the opening line. I thought my days of doing other people's homework had finished when I'd finished high school. No, Scott. Isn't Scott the sort of dude who would have had to have done his share of other people's homework?
The great thing about Scott is that he would have done it and he would have been good about doing it.
Yeah.
Like, he never would have really made you feel like you were bullying him.
Exactly. I'll help. No, I'll help you, mate.
No, it's cool, mate.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
No. Is it all right if I have it to you by Thursday? Wednesday? No, that's fine. I was going to go out. No.
Tripod are on tour at the moment. Check the Adam and Will live page on the Triple J Breakfast Show website for details.
I think they kick off in Sydney tomorrow night.
Yeah, correct.
With their show, Three-Way Action.
I know, I'm going, actually.
I went to their show at the Opera House
Lady
in
Robots.
Sydney it might have been about a year ago, and I didn't realise that I'd actually seen the show before at the Melbourne Comedy Festival a couple of years earlier. I'd forgotten the name of it a couple of years earlier, but they'd substantially changed the first 15 minutes of it. So I didn't walk in and suddenly realise, oh, I've seen this before. That'll be fun. I'll watch it again. But I was watching this show that was going on pre-on going, this is pretty funny. This is just as funny as the last show I saw of theirs. Now, I must admit, their last show, after about 10 minutes, I was thinking, their last show also did have a bit of an outer space theme. Oh, that's cool. I think their last show had that joke. I'm watching their last show. I don't remember the first 20 minutes of... What was I... And I started to doubt myself.
You know what it's like, though?
What?
It's like that, Scribe remix.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's got the new first verse.
Exactly.
That was what it's like. You're thinking, hang on, I don't really know this.
Well,
now I do.
It's like every episode you watch of Friends. Yep. You go, I haven't watched this before. But hold it, that's those 6 guys, and it's shit. I've seen this before.
I've told you this theory before, but it was just reinforced again the other night. On Tuesday night, my favourite show to watch on the Foxtel is America's Next Top Model.
America's Next Top Model.
Best show on TV.
Oh.
If you have a chance, seriously, if you have a mate who has Foxtel, watch America's Next Top Model.
Sure.
But
you might end up visiting Iowa.
It finishes 10 minutes. Well, there is a scene next week in a hot tub.
No, please.
But anyway, it finishes like with about 10 minutes to go on the OC. And so you flip over to the OC and you catch the last 10 minutes. There is no way I could be quizzed on what's happened on that show all year, having watched only 10 minutes each week.
Yep.
I could nail a quiz on the OC.
Absolutely. You could. If you're on the 500,000 question on Millionaire and it's the OC, dial you in.
I would have thought the first 45 minutes, filler.
Yeah, it's about...
Most of the business in the OC seems to get done in that last 10 minutes.
Well,
they love going to a party.
The first 10 minutes of the episode, of course, is recapping the previous episode. And then you sort of do foundation work to lay the foundation for the last 10 minutes of that episode.
I've pretty much worked out that all rich people do is go to parties and then get in fights.
It's 6:26 on the J Series.
Awesome
Estelle, free remix for you. News headlines next.
ready to start this here. Put out your house, do something with yourself. Put down the weed, prove something to yourself. This is out to the ladies and gents trying to do for themselves. They ain't waiting on nobody else. You can say that this life is a laugh, and I will say it's cool, but we're here in the last half. Fix up, be real to yourself, would you? Say yourself for a ring or a belt or a key drugs and the night start blazing. Cause you're heavy and no one can say anything. You're an easy, your life ain't real. You should go to it right and talk about love. So think about being less than yourself. Thinking to people never good for your health. Don't have to kill no one, no have to steal from no one. Spread love.
Ain't nothing to make a change or two. Nothing to break chains, not with you. Here you're spitting about a penthouse view. Not ashamed, you're looking up from a rent house view. Boy, it's something that the boys go through. Yo, steady, this level is what the boys talk to.
Don't think about being less than yourself.
That's you. You can see what coming through. Fresh cut, steady, you're free. You're going up, throw these up. Roll C's up, tell the rude boy up. Better stay on your ground, flat 2 times up. Make your mind up. Never gonna be left behind, down for the core school times. The negative they are, we made with all. It's now hell, make us so that we do this around.
Think about being less than yourself. Thinking to people never good for your head.
We are free.
Don't have to kill no one, no have to steal from no one.
Don't have to steal, baby. Let's settle this.
Think about being less than yourself.
See, we are.
Thinking to people never good for your head. Don't have to kill no
Okay.
one, no have to
Hold your head high.
It's a doggy dog world and it belongs to the man. But it's nothing without the love of a woman. Understand that we're hurting ourselves for no reason than to have what's already yours anyway. If you see somebody, I want you to smile instead of frown. Just because they look angry don't mean they wanna beat
Take
you
some time
down.
out.
And it don't cost you nothing, but
Let's
you
remember
pay
the
for
struggle.
a gun to kill our sisters and
But on the
sons.
flip side, see, we are.
Think about being less than yourself. Thinking to people never good for your health. Don't have to kill no one, no have to steal from no one. Spread love.
In the clubs, we are.
Think about being less than yourself.
Life.
Thinking to people never good for your health.
Smart to this one.
Don't have to kill no one, just have to steal just no one. Spread love.
Going out to my son Riri. I love you. Estelle. Estelle. Okay, I'm dancing. Estelle, she like. You like roses in winter, baby. You stay blooming. Okay.
It is 6:30 on Triple J. We've only got 17 shows to go, haven't we?
Yeah.
17 shows to go. Okay, that's the last time you'll hear Estelle and Free on Triple J Breakfast with Adam and Will.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with Triple J News headlines. John Kerry has addressed the Democratic Party faithful in Boston after conceding victory to returned US President George W. Bush. Preliminary examinations of a rare whale found on the northern New South Wales beach yesterday shows it's a bottlenose whale and not a longman's-beaked whale as first thought. Members of the Australian Democrats will vote over the next month to confirm whether to keep the new leadership team of Lynn Allison and Andrew Bartlett. A bus crash in northern India has killed 4 people and injured more than 65 others. And in sport, Australian bowlers Glenn McGrath and Jason Gillespie have dismissed India's opening batsman on a rain-affected first day of the 4th and final cricket test in Mumbai.
Went through them like an Indian bus.
Now, Rhianna, if possible,
Yes.
the Democrats voting on whether to keep the new leadership team of Lynn Allison and Andrew Bartlett.
Yeah.
Hourly updates, please.
Yeah, could we please?
Yeah, no worries.
I'll give you my home number. Just call me every hour on the hour. I just want to know what's going down.
Okay, so you want a tally in each state?
Absolutely.
Is Meg Lee still the
Rolling
leader of
coverage?
Is Meg Lee still the
Cancellation of children's programs?
Please.
Excellent.
Is Meg Lee still the leader of the Frumpy School Teachers Party? Is Meg Lee still the president of the I Destroyed the Democrats and should eternally live with that shame party?
It is 29 minutes to 7 on the J. Thank you very much, Rhianna Patrick. Here is R.L. Burnside.
Is Meg Lee still the leader of the I Hope My Own Guilt is Keeping Me Company in My Lonely Desperate Hours party?
Shake 'em on down is the track.
Take 'em on down. Take 'em on down. All I crave. Take 'em on down. nice. Got back down, we done shook him down twice. Hey, don't stop all that. Start to take him on down. Take him on down. Shook him down twice. See my baby in the field. Heard that flame with it. Left mobile. Hey, take it on down. Take it on down. All I crave. All I crave. Take it on down. Take it on down. To my grave. Take it on down. Take it on down. Take it on down. All I crave. All I crave. Take it on down. Take it on down. To my grave. That's R.L. Burnside shaking it on down on Triple J. It is 25 minutes to 7. Now, around this time yesterday, we were in the middle of our Shane Bourne quiz. Born to be Wild.
Born to be wild.
The Shane Bash. Mm-hmm. Of course, Bash being...
Let's not explain it again.
The Bourne shell. It's a
let's just move on from it.
Linux programming environment. And who would have thought that on a quiz that started off on that note, gee...
Oh... It was a battle of the brains yesterday.
You might remember our winner, Michelle, who's called us back. How you going, Michelle?
Good.
That's good. Now, why? You're from Hobart, yeah?
Pardon?
Michelle from Hobart?
Yeah.
Who won the quiz yesterday, Born to be Wild. Has it changed your life?
Yeah.
People just coming up to you in the street going, you're Michelle from Hobart.
Oh, not really, but I was really excited.
Yeah?
Yeah. The people just been coming up to you going, tell us more about Shane Bourne. What else do you know about him?
Yeah. No.
And to be honest, let's be honest, Michelle, yesterday you didn't know that much about Shane Bourne, did you?
Actually, I just woke up and didn't even know what the quiz was about.
There you go. Never could have guessed.
No.
Never could have guessed. But
and yet you managed to win.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
why have you rung us this morning?
Oh, because I told my friends and they want to listen to it because they were asleep. And I was wondering if you could repeat it.
If we could play the quiz back.
Yeah.
Look, there was some
you were there. Do you remember it?
There's some who'd argue, Michelle, that the quiz isn't even worth going through once, let alone twice.
There are others who would argue, and I think they're very harsh, that even though you won the quiz, you don't necessarily... Remember that bit where Will offered you options A, B, C and D?
Oh, no, I really thought he said E, though.
And you said, is there an option E? And we said, no, there's not. And you said, can I make one? We went, okay, no trouble. I'll vote option E. And we said, well, no, that's wrong. Remember that bit?
Yeah.
Do you really want that played back?
Yeah.
There was one high point of the quiz. Give me a couple so I can cue this up on the computer.
There was one bit. There was one bit when you were magnificent. You got it first off, Michelle.
Because you and Shane, the guy who doesn't wear a mask when he's dealing with epoxy resins, were locked at 1-1. What we will do for your friends here, Michelle...
Let's reenact the final moment of the quiz.
The tiebreaker question.
Yeah.
So you
Adam,
ready?
it's 1-1.
Oh, well, let's have another question, Will.
I don't have any more questions, Adam.
What do you mean?
I have only prepared 2 questions, and now there is a draw. What shall we do?
Well, there was also the third question you had to ask because they'd stuffed up the first 2 questions so badly. But anyway, here is the
Adam, what should we do to take this tie away?
Michelle, I'll play the tiebreaker question. That's you, Michelle. You're a lot. Yes, I'm not playing the tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Good. You with us?
Yeah.
Well, this is sounding a lot like yesterday. Here's the tiebreaker question, Michelle. You can have the first guess.
Hi folks, Shane Bourne here, currently appearing in the play 12 Angry Men. Here is my tiebreaker question. How many in the cast of 12 Angry Men?
We'll go to you first, Michelle. How many people in the cast of the 12 Angry Men play?
12.
I'll just check.
The answer, 12.
Michelle, you've won the quiz.
Oh, it's so yesterday.
Congratulations.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Oh, well,
what's your idea, Michelle?
You're on
Tell
fire
us.
in the ideas department so far. This is the same girl whose idea was, let's replay the quiz. What's your idea?
Come on, brain trust.
You know how you were saying you could remember everything from the OC?
Yeah.
Why don't you make a quiz on the OC?
Oh.
For Will to do.
Excellent.
Right.
Anything else you want me to do?
Anything else you want us to do?
No.
Okay.
You know, we should do this, Zoe, one day. Why don't we just do an entire show where we only talk about things that the listeners have suggested?
Okay.
Like, we'll just have one day.
Just directed by the listeners.
Yeah, and every mic break we do, we'll just play a song, take some calls, and we'll just, like, the next thing we talk about is whatever the listeners suggest.
Michelle, we'll put you on hold.
Okay.
And we'll get your... Zoe's saying let's make it a week from tomorrow. Next Thursday.
Okay.
Next Thursday is the show.
Next Thursday is...
Oh, dear.
You produce the show.
A week from now. Next Thursday is...
There you go, Michelle.
And that's going to include, like, Kent's up next with one of his hilarious weather lists.
Yep.
He'll have 4 minutes to write it once a listener rings in and says, yeah, well, it's going to be about, rising fish prices in El Salvador. Over to you, funny boy. Okay, look, thanks for your suggestion, Michelle.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's 21 minutes to 7 on the Jays. So, you see, if we don't play the quiz back, then Michelle's friends will save the bit where we suggest as a dental nurse, she must have been on the gas.
Yeah.
Here's Gorillaz in 2000 on Triple J. Weather's up soon with Ken Valentine, who's had hours to prepare this one, but next week he's got 3 minutes because the entire show
is produced by you, the listeners.
We're throwing DJ ZJ and the papers out the window.
We'll talk about whatever you want next Thursday.
The world is spinning too fast. I'm fine that Nike shoes to keep myself tethered to the days I tried to lose. My mama said to slow down, you must make your own shoes. Stop dancing to the music of gorillas in a happy mood. Keep my groove monkey in the jungle, watching a fake betrayal. Caught up in the conflict between his brain and his tail. And if time's elimination, then we got nothing to lose. Please repeat the message, it's the music that we choose. Keep my groove on. It's the music that we choose. It's the music that we choose. It's the music that we choose. It's the music that we choose.
Get the cool, get the cool to shine. Get the cool to shine. Get the cool to shine. Get the cool to shine.
Do the bump, do the bump, do the bump, do the bump. Do the bump.
Okay, bring it down, yeah, we'll come back out. Get the cool to shine. 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 Get the cool to shine.
You're on Triple J with Adam and Will. It is 17 to 7. That is Gorillas and 19-2000. If you've got an idea for Gay School, Reece Muldoon's coming in after 7 o'clock. Give us a call now. 1-800-055536. 1-800-055536. If there's anything a bit controversial, issues are going down at the moment that you want to see if we can find in a play school script. 1-800-055536. How are you this morning, Kent Valentine?
Very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Well,
Have you just been glued to the American election, mate?
Yeah, I've been pretty much up all night. I've got a full day of driving around the suburbs of Sydney, and I'm going to be doing it very tiredly because I've been watching.
When you say you're driving around the suburbs of Sydney, are you delivering pamphlets? Is that what you're doing these days?
Pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much.
Just delivering US electoral news. And a big hello to Wolf Blitzer from CNN, my favourite named reporter in the world, Wolf Blitzer, who pronounces electoral.
That's
I've seen him do
said that 4,000 times.
Yeah, he always goes the electoral process.
The electoral initiatives.
The electoral.
He's an aluminum man, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. It was great, but it was bizarre.
He does sound like a cocktail too, doesn't he? That you'd have at the snow.
A Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah, it's after a big day après ski.
I don't mind.
He's like, darling, would you like a Wolf Blitzer?
Exactly. Throw in a couple of Wolf Blitzers.
A lady.
And next thing you know, you're taking your own electoral processes.
That's right. You're getting some polling done.
Absolutely.
After a couple of Wolf Blitzers.
Now, what is on your mind this morning, Ken Valentine?
Well, obviously at about 3 a.m. this morning, they sort of said, hey, Bush is, back in. And I thought, well, that's okay. A lot of people voted for him. But I was wondering, is there such a thing as too much Bush?
Right.
How much Bush is too much Bush? How would you know?
Sure.
If you've been bushwhacked.
Okay,
sure.
this is going to be this is going to be bad, isn't it?
Well, no. These are just things. These things that haven't happened yet.
You're saying
right?
3 in the morning?
Yeah. 3 in the morning.
Strap yourself in, kids.
Yeah.
Very, very confident about this.
If you're driving, pull over.
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
On hands-free.
6:45 on Triple J, episode 101 of The Weather. Townsville, fine. And the eternal enemy of Cairns, 31. Brisbane, morning showers then fine, 29.
You've got too much Bush if you can get to the White House website by typing in IamTheKingOfTheWorld.com.
Newcastle, mostly fine and 26. Sydney, fine and 25.
You've got too much Bush if the UN gets sold at a White House garage sale to a man in Wollongong for less than the price of a Datsun.
Canberra, fine and dry, 21. Hobart, cool and cloudy, 17.
You've got too much Bush when people out of fear are leaving countries just because their names end in a Q or Stan.
Adelaide, some rain and 20. Perth, fine and 21.
You've got too much Bush when Americans out of fear are moving to countries that end in Q or Stan because it'll be less scary.
Darwin, afternoon storms and 34. Alice Springs, storms and 34.
You got too much Bush when nuclear is officially changed to nuclear, just so the leader of the free world can actually pronounce it.
Melbourne, fine. Maybe some evening rain, 19 degrees.
And you finally know that you've got too much Bush if it actually pokes out the side of your bikini.
I knew it had to happen. If I'd had to put money on it, I knew it had to happen.
It's the tension. I thought you would have sent it in.
I thought he would have sent it in early.
Sent it into bed about number 4.
He said he sent in a couple of night watchmen.
Nice.
Protecting the Bush joke.
I couldn't find a pun.
It is.
So I had to put it last.
13 to 7 on the Jays. Where can people catch you sticking out the side of your bikini?
Friend in hand in Glebe in Sydney tonight.
Bush went well in the American elections, did very badly in the Brazilian elections.
It is 13 to 7 on the Jays. Here's the Datsuns. That sure ain't great.
Hurry up and wait there, stand in line. Well, I got better things to do with my time. Hold my hand just for tonight.
That's the Datsuns, and that sure ain't right on Triple J. Adam and Will with you. We've been taking more and more entries in our Adam and Will final song competition. One here that I really do like the sound of by a guy called Andre Alexander.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he's related to Andre 3000 from the Outcast. And he's actually put a bit of his own spin on it. He sampled some stuff off the web, but he's also created his own song, and it's sort of like a morning in the life of Andre Alexander.
Oh, nice. All right.
10 minutes. It's a 7 on Triple J. 25
to 9 on Jay's Adam and Will with you. That's
no.
Guy in Hopcast there supporting Eskimo Joe for an upcoming series of concerts. All the details on the Triple J website, triplej.net.au.
Touchdown! 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 Been working with Will for long.
Driving to work, but I got animal will.
I'd like an explanation.
Go out, stuck in traffic, I got animal will.
Save it, our stick.
Bouncing around for.
Yeah, exactly.
Bouncing around for.
Yeah, exactly.
Bouncing around for.
Yeah, exactly.
Adam, Jay, Will, I'm going okay.
Obviously hoping to be competitive, but how about
Little Elton woke up one morning in a cold sweat. It had been a night filled with terrible dreams.
obviously hoping to be competitive, but
running late for work because of animal will.
Zoe. How do you know about that?
I'm meant to 10, left but got distracted.
Come on.
He wasn't an artist. He was a hack.
I like that.
It's carrying
work,
on,
Andre.
It's carrying on the fast developing tradition of after 6 years of my time on Breakfast Radio, there's more of my mum in the highlights song than there is of me, which is starting to give me the shits.
It's great. That was really good. Good work, Andre.
triplej.net.au is our guest book. Get there, raid the grab bag so you can do the best song, the one we like the most will be the last song we ever play on air. Give us a call now, 1-800-0536. Zoe is waiting to take your calls with suggestions for Gay School, 1-800-0536. She's typed up a couple of suggestions we've had so far. Fair to say.
There's still room?
Still room on the list, people. 1-800-0536. What do you want to hear in today's Gay School? Here's Sarah Blasco off the Overture on the Underscore. Always worth it.
Half forgotten things in the depths of time they lie. With significance, waiting for the simplest sign of life. I see the evidence that expense is part of life in time. Always worth it if I'm lit to realize. Not always perfect, but somehow deserving of disconnected things, you exist within a kind. Truth the consequence of a consummated trial of fire. Always worth it
Sarah Blasco officially launched Oz Music Month for us earlier this week, or as you like to call it, Newvember.
Newvember.
I was thinking about that the other day. Newvemboz.
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 After October comes Newvemboz.
Newvemboz.
New Australian musical Newvemboz.
4-2.
That's all right. I like that.
7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with your Gay School. The lines are open. 1-800-0536. 1-800-0536. If you've got an idea for Gay School, what's on your mind, Sticky Chicken?
Well, I just want to say thank you to a girl who sent me. I finally got around to watching. Remember, I asked for Survivor tapes.
You did.
I asked some people to send in some Survivor tapes.
You were going to miss a night or something.
Yeah, I missed a night, and a lot of people sent them in. So thank you to everyone who sent them in.
Nice.
And I'm not returning them, but thank you. But there was this one girl who, at the end of her tape, put a little bit of extra special video footage.
Like an episode of the OC?
No.
SBS World Sport with Les Murray?
It was more like a Paris Hilton film, but I got the impression something she'd knocked up at home herself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
As in, she's taped Survivor
yes.
over a bit of a...
No, I didn't get that impression.
Accidentally?
No. I got the impression that was a special DVD extra just for me.
Oh, really?
Yes. The thing that she had in her hand was not an immunity idol.
Was there a
the tribe was speaking quite loudly.
Was there a commentary?
There was no
to the special DVD.
Well, there was a little bit of commentary. It was like she was trying to pick which state it would come down to in the American election
between
Ohio
and Iowa.
Iowa. Thank you for that.
It is.
I really didn't need to say it.
Was it a swing state? Was it marginal?
It was a huge electorate.
It's about 2 minutes to 7 on the Jays. Adam and William, here's Dynamo Productions.
Glad I've got widescreen.
And Casbar.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with the latest from the Triple J newsroom. Democrat presidential hopeful John Kerry has conceded victory to President George W. Bush in the US election. Senator Kerry gave an emotional speech to supporters in Boston.
But it is now clear that even when all the provisional ballots are counted, which they will be, there won't be enough outstanding votes for us to be able to win Ohio. And therefore, we cannot win this election.
Senator Kerry's made a plea for an end to the political division in the US and says he'll continue his career in the US Senate. Meanwhile, the Kenyan relatives of the only black senator to be elected in the 2004 US elections are celebrating his victory. Harvard Law graduate Barack Obama has been elected as senator for Illinois. Mr. Obama's father is from Kenya, while his mother is from the United States. A Kenyan beer has now been nicknamed in his honour. Federal coalition MPs have reportedly been warned against making public statements about the issue of abortion. It's believed all coalition MPs received a letter from the party urging them to be wary of the media on the abortion issue. It comes after a number of coalition MPs reignited the abortion debate, saying they're worried about the number of pregnancy terminations taking place in Australia. One man has died and another is being treated for dehydration after using a so-called sweat lodge near Lee Creek in South Australia's north. The 37-year-old Victorian man was already dead when he arrived at hospital, and the second man is being treated in Port Augusta. The remains of a rare whale found on a beach near Byron Bay in northern New South Wales will be sent to the Australian Museum. Originally thought to be a Longman's beaked whale, the mammal has now been identified as a bottlenose whale. The Australian Museum's Dr. Sandy Ingleby says all the body parts have been frozen and museum researchers are very excited.
These animals, you just know very little about their biology, and the opportunities to find out anything are quite rare. So when something does wash up, then sort of try and make the most of it, get as much information available as you can. We get some beaked whales that are more common than others, but the group in general is fairly poorly known.
Members of the Australian Democrats will vote over the next month on whether they'll keep their new leadership team of Lynn Allison and Andrew Bartlett. Senator Allison will become the party's sixth leader since Cheryl Kerno resigned in 1997, and Senator Bartlett will serve as deputy. The Hungarian Prime Minister says the country will withdraw its 300 troops from Iraq by the end of March next year. He says the troops will stay in Iraq until after the country's elections are held as part of finishing up their duties. And in cricket, India's 2 for 22 going into the second day of the fourth test against Australia in Mumbai. That's the latest. Triple J.
November is Triple J's Australian Music Month. Keep listening for details about special live events which you can be a part of.
Make a date with some Australian music on Triple J.
Would like to tell about 6 B-boys who do so well. See, we started off with nothing but us, and now we've come to a point where we've had enough, yeah, enough. Cause they all wanna judge this, people holding grudges, we don't give a fuck, it's not what you think we are. Changing up the sound, representing we are. I was born from the sun, words torn from my lung. The funky bilingual with more than one tongue. See, we were kinda young, I see it all in one life. And sometimes I just wonder why people don't know, that people don't see what we came to do. Some people don't believe in this man that we live, all the past we've had. Yeah, we bring it all back. Find the answer, step up, grab those rights we have, so get up, stand up, find the answer, step up, grab those rights we have, so here's another story we'd like to tell about 6 B-boys who do so well. See, we take our time and watch it grow. Raiders of the lost ark reap what we sow, but they all wanna judge this, people holding grudges, we don't give a fuck, it's not what you think we are. Changing up the sound, representing we are. I'm forgetting the part when you're telling me how I should be living out my tendencies. You're playing Matador with the funky house bull, or chartreuse, shitting on your one-way fools. The tools we use for our trade, we use what we say, pay dues along the way. When I freak on the floor, you're gonna feel it attack. From the inner city living to the furthest track, from the red outback to the sands of the shores, in the backyard chilling or just sitting on the porch. People don't know, that people don't see what we came to do. Some people don't believe in this land that we live, all the past we've had. Yeah, we bring it all back. Get up, stand up, find the answer, step up, grab those rights we have, so get up, stand up, find the answer, step up, grab those rights we have, so get up, stand up, find the answer, step up, grab those rights we have, so get up, stand up, find the answer, step up, grab those rights we have, so
bass man, the bad guy come out with me.
It is about 7:06 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Good morning. Thursday morning, the 17th last time that I will ever welcome our 7am listeners, and I'll welcome them with the fact that we've got a massive show. Glenn Manton, former Carlton great AFL superstar, has got a massive announcement that he's going to make exclusively on Triple J Breakfast this morning, and we'll play another one of our Adam and Will highlights tracks. Reece Muldoon's coming in for a bit of gay school. It's all rocking along. What's on your mind, Sticky Chicken?
Well, there's news from the world of crime, Adam. A man has been caught in a Sydney nightclub with an ecstasy tablet.
Oh, really?
Now, normally this wouldn't make too big a news.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen occasionally. But the man in question, 60 years old, priest.
Really?
Yeah, 60-year-old priest has been caught with a pill in a Sydney nightclub.
60-year-old priest on the gear.
I think he was spreading Jesus' message of loving everybody.
Oh, dearie me. He wasn't
Peace to all, loving everybody.
He wasn't in the full cassock with the collar on, was he? He wasn't dressed as a priest.
Take this. This is my body.
Was he?
No, seriously, take it.
Because I know.
Anyone got any holy water? I just need some holy water.
I know there are some clubs where people dress as priests who might not have necessarily
studied,
if you know what I'm saying.
No, this guy, genuine, 60-year-old priest on the pingers.
When you say 60, was he 60? Or was he only about 24? But it
just had a big weekend.
Really been living it hard.
Like Jesus, he found it really hard to rise until the third day.
On the third day. He rose, but God, he was crabby.
Feels like I've been dead all weekend. Yeah, this might be, let's be honest, that might have been why Judas had that big bag of gold.
Been dealing.
Yeah, he was a bad egg, Judas. Yeah. We all know it.
And Doubting Thomas would be the dude going, these are shit. There's nothing.
These are shit, man.
What's going on?
These pills are shit.
Been ripped off.
This hasn't kicked in. Let's go and dance a bit more.
It is
Wow, Jesus is walking on water.
7:08 on Triple J. Adam and Will with you. Jane's Addiction.
Stay
7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. We've got Being Caught Stealing there by Jane's Addiction. Reese Muldoon is in. How are you going this morning, Reese?
Yeah, very well. I'd like to dedicate that song to George W. Bush.
Whoa! Weighing in.
I think he just won this one, though, didn't he?
Oh, look, no,
He stole the
obviously,
last
they
one,
obviously don't get, nobody cares what he does. He can lie, steal, cheat and deceit, trample people under his feet, just to quote The Clash there.
Exactly.
And still get voted in.
It is weird with the American election, isn't it? Because, like, in the Australian election, I kind of felt that the Howard was going to get back in. There was other reasons. But in America, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I just can't understand how you can vote for somebody who quite clearly Forrest Gump would have hung shit on at school.
I know. The world is now run by hillbillies.
He's taken you to a war where quite clearly everything's gone pear-shaped.
Yeah, exactly.
Interest rates are going through the roof. The deficit is just completely out of control.
But the interesting
and
thing...
everyone's gone, let's have another 4 years of that.
I know, let's just vote for the guy that can say, "or shucks."
No, but the interesting, and it's a different part of the psyche in America, and it's, from what I understand, unique to America. They have this unspoken rule that you can disagree with the president as much as you want. If you go to war, if you make the big call, then everyone tucks in behind, and you don't criticise because you are otherwise showing weakness in the eyes of the enemy. We had Henry Rollins on the show. Henry Rollins is someone who I don't think is a card-carrying Republican.
Right.
And we were talking, I sort of led him a bit on the George W. Bush going to war thing, and Henry Rollins said, don't necessarily agree with the decision, but we're there, and I will back our boys, and I'll back our president.
And it's almost as if you could. It's almost as if you could one day. It's almost as if you could one day manipulate that. For example, if you were a president who didn't think you were going that well,
it's
you
funny,
could perhaps declare war on some country,
just like your dad did.
While the election was going to go on.
Now, how did it work for
it's a
Dad?
crazy idea,
that's right.
but...
I'll do that too. Yeah.
I'm not saying you can or you can't, but I was not at all surprised that he won it.
And if anything goes wrong, I'll just read My Little Goat.
Yeah. You could suggest that John Kerry's actually done incredibly well to get within 50,000 votes of a president in wartime.
You could.
Anyway, why don't we get some topics?
The Democrats have just got to declare more wars.
I reckon
Kerry should have started his own war.
I heard the Democrats are putting Andrew Bartlett in. As their
really?
leader. Yeah.
That turned things around. 7 on the Jays. Let's take some gay school topics now. First one was from Kev, who was on the line, and his line has just dropped out. Kev booked in for a vasectomy tomorrow. So anything, if we can have vasectomies, population control, anything like that to make our friend Kev very, very happy. We've got Beth from Katoomba on the line. Beth, what would you like on gay school?
Hi. Look, I've just started working at the local pool, and I was initially concerned about the baby ducks coming swimming in the baby pool because they're not exactly toilet trained.
Yep.
But what people do in the pool has got me concerned.
How messy it gets in the baby pool.
Don't piss in the pool.
Okay, thank you very much, Beth. David from Albury, what would you like in gay school?
I'd like you to do the public has a perception that accountancy is boring. And I'm an accountant.
Really?
Well, may I say boring, David?
No, I'm quite an exciting person.
What do you do that's exciting, David?
Oh, well, we do all kinds of business things for people. We
Exactly.
can do their taxes, we can do anything.
Exactly. You guys come up with very inventive company structures sometimes.
Yeah.
Also,
we can hide all your money if you like.
David, thank you for shattering the myth yourself. Thanks for your call, mate.
Thank you.
We've got Nat from Sydney on the line. What would you like in gay school?
Hi, I would like you to include some blood samples going missing.
Oh.
Just miraculously disappearing.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I think we've all had that happen.
Haven't we?
It does. It happens. It's just a common story.
Thank you very much,
Not in
Nat.
relation to anything.
Aaron from Sydney, what would you like in gay school?
What about overseas jockeys' repeated failure to win the Melbourne Cup?
The inability of overseas jockeys to perform well in the Melbourne Cup. Okay, goes along in this week's gay school with a blood sample mysteriously going missing. The public perception that accountants are a bit boring. I used to think that.
Until I
spoke to David.
Was that David or Big Kev?
Exactly. Well, Big Kev is going to become Little Kev because he's going in for a vasectomy tomorrow. And Beth from Katoomba has to clean the baby pool. It's not a pretty place. Can you do us a favour, Reese?
Yes.
Race down to Archives Play School.
I will.
See if there's any scripts that touch on any of those issues. Ideally,
any or all.
Yeah, ideally, not one that's
hopefully all.
Not one that's too spicy.
No
way.
Not intentionally controversial.
Certainly not.
7 on the Jays.
Current affairs, Triple J style.
Because frankly, there's not much America can do. They're in violation of what Colin Powell called the Pottery Barn rule in Iraq. You break it, you own it. Mobile phones, what is it about them?
I'd be charging it daily.
Mine doesn't ring or vibrate anymore.
Now, Rach, the first time I ever went to Melbourne Cup, my enduring images of seeing
A woman in high heels and a frock at 11 o'clock in the morning, bending over, spewing into a plastic bag.
That's why we come to the Cup.
Hat with Steve Junee, 5:30 weeknights on Triple J.
It is 17 past 7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Episode 100 of the weather. Give me a second. I'm going to cue up the this deserves a little bit of ovation.
100.
Exactly. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought we made it?
Oh, God.
100.
1,400 episodes of the weather ago when I started out on this journey. Only 100 to go, people. Are you pumped? And don't forget, of course, Will, each episode of the weather contains a phrase never before used in the weather. Hit me on the guest book if you've got them. I've run out.
10 squared.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Townsville, fine and 31. Brisbane, morning showers, fine and 29. Newcastle,
That's
mostly...
not a phrase, by the way.
No. Newcastle, mostly fine and 26. Sydney, fine and 25. Canberra, this is your special one for episode 100. Canberra, what the polite policeman did to the wet jaywalker. What the polite policeman did to the wet jaywalker.
Canberra.
No. What the polite policeman did to the wet jaywalker, fine and dry. 21 degrees. Get it fine, because they were jaywalking, but dry, because they were wet. He was a polite policeman. He said, I'll dry you down there, but I'm going to have to fine you. Hobart, cool and cloudy, 17 degrees. Adelaide, some rain and 21. Perth, fine and 21. Darwin, an afternoon storm and 34. Are you still alive? You haven't actually calcified.
God.
You get it? No, because the guy was jaywalking, but he was also wet. And the police officer was polite. Said, well, I'll dry you off. That's fine, but I do have to fine you. Fine and dry. Alice Springs, storms and 34. Melbourne, fine. Maybe some evening rain. 19 degrees. It's 19 past 7 on the Jays. I've got a new toy. I love that. Here is Missy. Oh, we unearthed her in Melbourne. Missy Higgins. And her track 10 Days. Adam and Will with you. You get the gag, yeah? Up next, we talk to AFL superstar Glenn Manton. And this guy was jaywalking.
Oh, God.
So we've put an end to it this time. I'm no longer yours and you're no longer mine. You said this hill looks far too steep. If I'm not even sure it's me you wanna keep. And it's been 10 days without you in my reach. And the only time I've touched you is in my sleep. The time has changed, nothing at all. You're still the only one that feels like home. I tried cutting the ropes and I let you go, but you're still the only one that feels like home. You won't talk me into it next time. If I'm going away, your heart's coming too. 'Cause I miss your hands, I miss your face. When I get back, let's disappear without a trace. 'Cause it's been 10 days without you in my reach. And the only time I've touched you is in my sleep. The time has changed, nothing at all. You're still the only one that feels like home. I tried cutting the ropes, tried letting go, but you're still the only one that feels like home. So tell me, did you really think? Oh, tell me, did you really think I had gone when you couldn't see me anymore? When you couldn't.
23 minutes past 7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Missy Higgins and 10 days. We are about to talk to someone who made a bit of an announcement the last couple of days that has shocked the world of sport. He's a friend of Triple J Breakfast, Glenn Matton. How are you going, Glenn?
I'm fine and dry.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much, Glenn. See, Glenn Matton knows comedy gold when he hears it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just.
He played for Carlton for the last couple of years.
Thank you, if you don't mind. Now, Glenn, man, AFL superstar, as we've said, played 748 games for Carlton, kicked 14 million goals and won 7 Brownlow medals.
Yes.
But you've come out in the last couple of days and made an announcement that has caught our eye. What is going on in the life of Glenn Matton?
Well, I'm heading over to Germany and Austria to compete for the Australian national bobsleigh team.
I love it.
And I'm fine and dry.
I love this. It's obviously, you know, it must have been like playing for Carlton. Must have been like going from really dizzying heights, plummeting to an abyss.
Very
and
quickly.
You've just gone as soon as I finish playing, I'm going to get another sport where I can do that as well.
Exactly right. I feel like I've had the perfect lead into this sport.
Now, but this is not actually a stunt. You've been seriously training with the Australian bobsleigh team and you've been selected on merit. You've been training for months now. But how did all this come about?
Oh, look, it was a very, very strange occurrence that saw me find my way down to a shed in Melbourne, which is basically under the Balti Bridge, and it houses 2 bobsleighs on tracks, and we've been training as a team, and as you mentioned, quite a serious team, guys and girls, for a long, long time, and I've only been a part of it for the last 11 months, and unfortunately there's no official tracks in the southern hemisphere, so we have to head away over to Europe, over the northern hemisphere, obviously, and participate on ice for the first time in my case, and for the 4th or 5th or 6th time for many other team members.
So hang on, like you've never actually done this on ice before?
No, well, that's the funny part about it, and even funnier. Get that sound effect ready.
Okay, give me a second. We're ready. Yeah, let's go.
I've never even seen snow before.
Are you serious? You haven't even just been to Thredbo or Mount Hotham before?
Absolutely serious.
I
have told a little bit of a lie there. I went to the Melbourne show this year and there was a Mount Buller exhibition.
There you go.
And I did see a little bit of snow there.
Now,
but
did they approach you? Did you approach them? And what set of skills, as an elite AFL player, what set of skills do you bring that transfer across nicely to bobsled?
Well, it's about power to weight, and it's about getting, I guess, speed down onto the track, and it's a little bit different. You can't just throw a sprint athlete, if you like, behind the bobsleigh, because you do need to be able to push it out with a certain amount of finesse and skill. So it's the sort of thing that you can practice in aisle 8 of the local Safeways. That usually transfers well. I usually do my best work between the cottage jams and the baked beans.
Oh, Matton's gone into the bananas. This is a tragedy. Hey, now, I've got a bit of suggestion with somebody who might be good if the women's team are looking for somebody, because it's all about going really hard at the start and then pretty much sitting down, isn't it? Sally Robbins.
Yes.
Have you thought about getting Sally Robbins involved?
She'd be ideal. She'd be absolutely ideal.
Deary me.
If ever a sound effect was needed, it was there.
Exactly, to get us out of that, though. Deary me. Okay, no, so this is genuine. We're going to Germany and Austria, and what's the long-term goal? We're looking World Championships, Winter Olympics? What's the plot?
Yeah, look, we've got to get through a series of hurdles, Adam, but basically...
There's hurdles in the bobsled?
Yeah, well, that's what makes it even harder.
That's tough.
Some
in
of
your
them,
face, Rhianna Patrick.
Well, some of them are flaming too, so that's it's ridiculous.
Now, are you worried about doing it for the first time on, at the snow on ice, mate?
Well, I'm worried that I didn't actually answer that last question, so I'll get back to that one.
Well, sorry.
So, that's okay.
Sorry, mate.
That's okay. No, not a problem. So the first problem is we have to try and get to 2006 Winter Olympics, which are in Torino in Italy, and then we go for 2010. And although we've been quite humorous and funny about it this morning, although some would maybe argue that case, we are a very serious team, although I'm just going to give up on that angle now anyway.
Yeah.
Now, Will, to your question, please.
Yeah, sorry, Glenn.
Fine.
Are you worried about doing it on ice and snow for the first time?
No, not really. I think it's a great challenge. It really is a fantastic opportunity to push some boundaries mentally and physically.
Have you been doing some acclimatisation though? Have you been just like, standing with the fridge and freezer open at home, just getting used to the cold?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great way to train. I just walk past the fridge, stick my head in for a couple of seconds and continue to walk on by. So if that doesn't prepare me, I don't think anything will.
Mummy, why is Daddy in the freezer again?
We're actually going through a very difficult period at home right now. It's the 7 to 7:30 parental gambling half hour. I don't, not having children, I'll just run you through this.
Yeah.
This is where the parents are upstairs and just can't be bothered getting up, and the kids are downstairs, and you can hear things breaking and something burning, but you're prepared to gamble it for that extra half hour of sleep. So we've got 2 minutes to go on that one now for us.
Okay, well, wrapping it up now, it must be interesting also going from a massive glamour sport to a less represented sport. I presume your bobsleigh is a fairly expensive gig to get going, and you guys could do with assistance if there's any out there?
Yeah, absolutely. If we can find some assistance, that would be tremendous. But look, one way or the other, we're going to propel ourselves towards this goal. And I was going to say it's a serious goal, but obviously it's not a serious goal at all. After all this, it's just a goal. But no, we're going to get ourselves there. We really will get to the 2006 Winter Olympics, and it will be a great little achievement for both the guys and the girls in the team. And I am actually very proud to be a part of it, and having put in 11 months of hard work to actually get overseas to Germany and to Austria.
And to see snow for the first time.
To see snow for the first time, and then just jump back on the plane and come home will be a tremendous effort for me.
Look, best of luck with it. Thanks for sharing the news with us, Glenn Manton.
No, thank you very much, boys. Take care.
From the Australian bobsleigh team.
Glenn will be the only person just going, wow, snow, I might see if I can write my name in it.
It is
Let's do Snow Angels.
29
Let's have a snow fight.
past 7 on the Jays.
Hit the road in style this month with the top down, the wind in your face and the stereo craned. The Home and Hosed Road to Home Bake Tour sees End of Fashion and Gelbison hit 12 stages across the nation. See them with local acts in Fremantle, Adelaide, Melbourne, Brisbane, Coffs Harbour and plenty of spots in between. Plus, every ticket puts you in the draw for 2 airfares and passes to Home Bake in Sydney. Put the pedal to the metal with the Home and Hosed Road to Home Bake Tour, kicking off November 16 and supported by... what's that Oz music show on Triple J?
Triple J's Groove Train Tour is winding its way around the nation.
What's going wrong? This Friday night, catch Sharif along with Ransom and Greg Packer in Albany, WA. Then on Saturday, it's on to Bunbury with Sharif, Greg Packer, EK, Deep Child, Catch, Rephrase and Ransom.
Catch some of the country's best bands and DJs on the Groove Train Tour. For more info, hit our online gig guide and listen to the Groove Train show Friday nights at 11 on Triple J.
It is about 7:30 on Triple J. News headlines up next, and later in the show, Reece Muldoon's Gay School, which this week deals with the following issues that need a little bit of public press. Blood samples mysteriously going missing, overseas jockeys continually failing to perform in the Melbourne Cup, the public perception of accountants being a bit boring, vasectomies, and how messy it is in the baby pool. 29 to 8 on the Jays.
Triple J's Gig Guide. They're hip-hop icons, unafraid to experiment and do whatever the hell they want. Over the past 2 decades, the Beastie Boys have made their mark as one of the most influential groups. And right now, they're touring the world for the first time in years. The US, Canada, Europe, Japan, and Australia in 2005, hitting Sydney and Melbourne in January and February. For more info, head to the gig guide at triplej.net.au.
Rhianna Patrick with Triple J News headlines. US President George W. Bush has won his second term at the White House. All coalition MPs have reportedly received a letter from the party urging them not to make public statements on the abortion issue. Hungary will withdraw its 300 troops from Iraq by the end of March next year. A whale found on a beach in northern New South Wales yesterday has been identified as a rare bottlenose whale. A Victorian man has died and another is seriously dehydrated after using a so-called sweat lodge in a remote area of South Australia. In sport and in NBL, the Sydney Kings have beaten the Adelaide 36ers 122-106, and Vandals apparently glued shut the doors of 25 betting agencies in Melbourne the morning of the Melbourne Cup, forcing a rush on locksmiths to get them open on time.
That is absolutely disgusting. When that glue could have been used for a much better purpose, like gluing shut Dicko's mouth.
Gluing someone to a chair.
Exactly.
Well, isn't the irony that glue that was used was probably horses that failed in the previous year's Melbourne Cup?
I think that was the one that glue was the one I backed in 97.
And when you say vandals apparently glued shut these betting agencies, don't you mean militant locksmiths? Just drumming up a bit of trade for themselves.
See, I'm here to bring the background story of the Melbourne Cup to listeners.
That's good. I like it.
Mackay Diva and the stuffing issue, doors being glued shut,
27 to 8 on the Jays. Thank you very much, Rhianna Patrick.
See ya.
Here's the International Noise Conspiracy. Funky little tune called Black Mask.
a brand new identity, or to be no one at all this time. Does my eyes deceive me when I'm about to steal your mind? Put it on, put it on, put it on. Need something that can turn me on. Put it on, put it on, put it on. Need something that could turn me on. I wanna get that feeling. I wanna get that feeling. I wanna get that feeling. I wanna get it. Hey, just give me a black mask. Just give me a black mask, baby, yeah. Just give me a black mask. Just give me a black mask, baby, yeah. Just give me a black mask. Just give me a black mask, baby, yeah. Just give me a black mask. Just give me a black mask, baby, yeah.
Three to 8 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Black Mask by the International Noise Conspiracy. Just before 7:30 yesterday, we were playing our cult radio game show.
Ethical dilemmas.
And we were examining the issue of when's it right to give a gift, what are your obligations when you're giving a gift. Someone had passed on a gift they'd been given by someone else, and this whole imbroglio developed. Our good friend Brendan from Brisbane has given us a call. How are you going this morning, Brendan?
I'm good, Adam. How are you, mate?
Good, thank you. Now tell us about your gift fiasco.
Well, a couple of years ago, we had a family secret Santa. The idea was we weren't going to spend any more than $10 on the particular person that we were given.
That's where you draw someone's name at random, you buy them a gift, but they don't know that you gave it to them, yeah?
Yes. I'd bought myself some drinks a couple of weeks earlier, but decided I didn't like them, so I left them in the bottom of the fridge.
Yep.
When it came to Secret Santa time, I unwrapped my present, and there were my drinks that I bought myself.
So someone has nicked your stuff out of the fridge, passed it off as a gift, and it's gone back to you.
The one that I drank was actually still missing. So it was a six-pack.
So someone's stolen your 5/6 of a six. Someone's stolen your 5-pack, given it back to you as a gift.
Yes, but as it happens, I know who that person was.
Oh.
And by chance, I've got them a Secret Santa this year.
Oh, really?
So my dilemma is, do I take out retribution?
Oh,
I just give them those 5 drinks.
I think I threw them out.
Keep the chain going. Well, go on. It'd be worth whatever it's going to cost you, like $15 or whatever. It'd be worth it just to go and buy those 5 same drinks again, and just so that they know that you know.
That's the crucial thing here. So don't worry about what gift you give them or whether they'll enjoy the gift or not, but this is your chance to let them know that for the last year you have sat with that information.
And just let them stew with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then the game continues next year.
Why don't you, for example...
See who blinks first.
Why don't you wrap in plastic, just say like a vegetable crisper tray out of the fridge, which was probably where your drinks were sitting at the time. Just let them know you're onto their gear.
Yes.
Because the other
Actually,
thing...
you know what you should do? Don't even give them 5. Give them 4. Take away one of the drinks.
Well, because the thing is also, you see, they won't know that the gift has come from you. So all they'll know is... Shit, someone in the family knows that I dudded Brendan last year. In fact, they'll think it's unlikely that it's you. So you've managed to give them more grief because how many people how many people in this family think? 10, 15?
Yeah, about 10 or 12 all up.
They're looking around the room at these other 10 people.
Okay.
It's like that situation in Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
You know, someone's ratted on you. Yes. Oh, this person's going to be stewing and spewing.
And the great thing is it makes Christmas exciting because then next year you'll just be waiting to see, is the dance going to continue?
I'm pretty sure there's an old Chinese phrase, Brendan. Revenge is a 6-pack best served cold.
Minus 2.
Minus a couple.
Yeah.
Have yourself a great day.
Thanks, mate.
20 to 8 on Triple J. Brendan is coming back as vengeful as a ninja.
That's good. I like that.
Here is the Fun-Loving Criminals recorded live a few years ago now by Triple J's live music team. Singing a bit of Scooby Snacks for you. Weather up next on the Jays.
Everybody say yeah! Everybody pull the robbery! You fucking bitch! I'm gonna execute every motherfucking last one of you!
At the gaps, we out to rob the bank. We got Steve outside, counter full pack. Everything is cool and everything is smooth. I walk up to the teller and I give her my letter. She gives me the loot. We walk it up, lips and a wink. Shit that I found cute and I said, baby, baby, baby. Is there some comment she loves the enemy or what? But by that time, fast traveling with the 90s, so it's time to blow, you know. So after that we go back to the ride with Steve inside and alive and off we drive. See, I hung my lower lung, but you know we never get far fucking around with a stolen police car, so we dropped it off, out in the caddy. Steve was driving cause I had to throw my O in the air. Waving like I just don't care. And if you don't throw your O in the air, you might just cut his hair. So away on the scuba snack. Running around, robbing banks. So away on the scuba snack. Alright. Give a fuck about the hell's getting punk in the crowd, cause I'm still standing up straight. So we pull these jobs, make a little money. They won't get hurt if they don't act funny on the way to the yacht. We almost got caught. Fast shoe man by snow where the cops is. We had to Dunkin' Donuts and Jason from the Romans, whose mailbox fast and dust exploded. They get chased, but my man Steve's an ace, so we lost those brothers with haste. We passed it off and along we went, off from Utah to an island resort that we went. Oh yeah. Are you cool? Running around, robbing banks, so away on the scuba snack. Running around, robbing banks, so away on the scuba snack.
Oh, the fun loving criminals on Triple J, where it's about 17 minutes to 8. Adam and Will with you. Episode 99 of The Weather. Now, episode 100 of The Weather, of course, will be remembered forever. Will, for what?
That joke.
Yeah.
That horrible, horrible joke.
What would the police officer do?
Woeful, horrible, show-stopping joke.
With a wet jaywalker, fine and dry. Well, episode 99 of The Weather. Are you ready, people?
I don't think I am.
Towns will fine in 31. Brisbane, morning showers, then fine in 29. Newcastle, mostly fine in 26. Sydney, fine in 25. Canberra, fine and dry, 21. Hobart, like Brad Pitt.
Oh, God.
After a few bucket bongs.
Oh, God.
Hobart, like Brad Pitt. After a few bucket bongs.
Oh, I don't know,
Hobart, like Brad Pitt, after a few bucket bongs, cool and cloudy. 17 degrees.
Zoe went with hot and cloudy.
That's not bad, not bad, but you get it? Brad Pitt, after a few bucket bongs, cool and cloudy. 17. Adelaide, some rain and 20 degrees. Perth, fine and 21. Darwin.
I really thought the weather in Hobart today was married to Jennifer Aniston and stoned.
Darwin, an afternoon storm and 34. Alice Springs, storms and 34. Fine in Melbourne. Maybe some evening rain, 19 degrees. Now, we're talking about gifts and passing them on. It's all getting a bit out of hand. Stephanie from Mildura, I think, may well have even trumped Brendan and his workplace gift. How are you going, Stephanie?
Hi.
Tell us your story about passing on gifts.
I was given a photo frame for my 21st, and I really didn't like it.
Okay.
So I then, my stepsister's 21st was coming up afterwards, so I actually wrapped it back up and gave it to her.
Oh, okay. How long after you'd originally received it?
My birthday's in March, hers is in May.
Right, so a couple of months later, you've handballed on the photo frame.
Yep. So I put it on the table with all the other presents, but deliberately put my card on someone else's present, so it didn't look like it was from me.
Sure.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And she later opened it the next day, and she found that my card from my 21st was still in the present.
So you'd passed on the photo frame and you'd forgotten to take your Dear Stephanie, have this lovely photo frame card out.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So how have you got out of that situation?
Oh, well, I just said, they obviously couldn't make it to my 21st, so they've given it to Mum to give to me, but they put it on the wrong table.
Yeah, so you fudged
nice.
it. Right,
Good
yeah,
cover-up.
okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
So did you take the photo frame back?
Yeah, we wrapped it up again and gave it to another person for 21st later on.
You've passed this photo frame on twice?
Yeah.
And the second time you'd taken your card out, hadn't you?
Yeah, we did.
So you finally got rid of it. The gift that would not die.
Oh, they loved it, though. The person we gave it to the third time, they loved it.
So you eventually made someone happy.
Yeah.
You eventually made someone happy, having lied to your stepsister and had to sort of eat a bit of humble pie. But then you've passed on the love, haven't you, Stephanie?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, well, you've done right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's gone to someone who really likes it.
Exactly. It's gone to a good home.
It has.
Well, it's gone to one of my mates who doesn't have good taste.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
My pleasure.
14 minutes to 8 on the chase. That's a pretty handy effort. Here's the bank holidays. Tread easy on Triple J with Adam and Will.
Shallow. Ooh, To do your part, you've got to take the art, yeah. Take a never give up. Believe me, it feels great to do your best. I saw myself in a shadow, and I was taller than I'd ever been. Now I'm no smaller than I seem. Oh yeah. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Tread easy, tread easy. Oh, let's tread easy. We'll all the universal cycles. It's easy.
It is 11 to 8 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you now. We think Stephanie's just broken the record because she's passed the one present on twice herself, because the first time it came back to her because she forgot to take the card out. Michael may well have set the record for longest time between a present doing a circuit. Tell us the story, Michael.
My parents were given a wonderful white swan vase as a wedding present.
Right.
And it was one of these things that sort of stayed in the cupboard for many, many years. And a clean out some years later, it was put on a church garage sale.
Nice.
My mum's sister bought it without her knowing, repainted it and gave it back to them as a wedding anniversary present. Needless to say, it went back on the next garage sale.
That is awesome. So it went to the church. So it was an anonymous garage sale. So your mum's sister didn't even know she was buying.
Oh, I think she had a good idea.
Oh, right. So it was revenge. That's awesome.
Stuff. Thank you.
It wasn't your mum's sister who gave them the swan vase in the first place, was it?
That I don't know.
Oh, this is intrigue. Thank you very much, Michael.
No problem.
It is 9 minutes to 8 on Triple J. You're with Adam and Will. Now, we've received a fantastic entry in our Raid the Grab Bag and Make a Song competition. It comes from Brendan Hayesi from South Yarra, Victoria. It does say, if you decide to play this on air, can you appreciate if you tell me in advance by email, because I listen to the show at irregular times. Sorry, Brendan. No, that's not the way we do things here.
No, we don't do that.
We're not that organised,
You've got to listen
dude.
all the time.
Bloody hell. It runs for 1 minute 5 seconds. I would have made it a bit longer, but I was getting slack about raiding the grab bag. No, Brendan.
No, good.
I love it.
A minute's about right.
Absolutely. But people are sending us these awesome 27-minute epics. We're not going to play them. 1 minute of Brendan magic. Adam and Will, the ultimate tribute song by Brendan. Take it away.
Will and Adam were best friends.
Yep.
They did everything together.
Crazy business, forbidden love.
Will and Adam.
Pick your nose and eat it.
Do it.
Bling, 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 bada bing, bada bing, bada bing.
God is a bogan.
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 Hooray! Amped percussionist. Hooray! Amped percussionist.
Do it.
Don't push them, cause they close to the edge, cause they're trying not to bust the cap in your ass.
Very, very excited. Yep.
Amped percussionist. Pick your nose and eat it.
Crazy business, forbidden love. Crazy business, forbidden love.
Will and Adam.
Do it. We're into crazy business and forbidden love, or at least Brendan certainly is.
Good on you, Brendan.
That certainly had the most evil overtones of anything we've done so far.
It was dirty, and I liked it.
Hit the grab bag, triplej.net.au. Knock up a bit of a track and mail it to GPO Box 9994.
Best one we get, we're going to play as our last ever song on air.
7 to 8 on the Jays. Here's Boca 45 in the city.
Buildings high in the sky, so it tracks below us. Traffic lights, toxic fumes, yellow cabs and fast food. Give it to me now in a rush, roll a dice, chase the dollar sign until you die. Pull the trigger fast on the stick of blast. sheep, steady feet, getting stamped and numbered. Bombs digging through the trash, selling soda cans while a Cadillac passes by. Watch your step as a snap, crack, boomerang back in his concrete life. I've been walking all day, and I've been walking on, trying to find my way, trying to find my way. I've been walking all day, and I've been walking all night, trying to find my way to make a better life. I've been walking all day, and I've been walking all night, trying to find my way, trying to find my life. I've been walking all day, I've been walking all night, trying to find my way to make a
Four to eight on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Our final story for the hour on gift giving gone horribly wrong. Bree from Yarragon, tell us your story, Bree.
Oh, well, it was leading up to about Christmas time, and, you know, when you're 15 and you like to raid the grog cupboard to make a bit of rocket fuel for a few parties. And
Deary me.
Yes.
found the bottle of Southern up the back. I thought, oh, I haven't seen that one for a while. Maybe I just didn't notice it. So I thought, oh, yeah, crack it open, put a bit in there. So I did that and had a bit of party. Next minute, about a week later, wrapping up presents, I said to Mum, what do we give my brother-in-law for Christmas? Mum said, oh, grab him a bottle of Southern. Do you want to go and get it? It's in the back of the grog cupboard.
Nice.
And I'm thinking, shit, what am I going to do here? Because there was, you know, good neck and a bit gone out of the bottle.
Nice.
So anyway, I thought, thinking smart, go and get a bit of water, filled it up. I said, I'll wrap the presents. All right, I'll do it for you, Mum.
Good on,
That's
good
all.
on you. Thanks for helping out, Bree.
Yeah, I'm pretty kind like that.
Haven't we raised a beautiful, polite daughter?
Yes. She's a gift giver.
And what happened? This has got to have a kick in the arse.
Yeah, well, anyway, we got to the Christmas opening day, and he's opened up the present, and I thought, he's not very bright, he won't notice. But, of course, he did. He said, oh, the seal's not on this. And I'm like, oh, shit, sprung. Anyway, opened it up, gave it a sniff, had a swig, and he says, oh, no, tastes like Southern, it'll be right.
Nice.
So still to this day, I've never confessed.
I think, actually, you just might have then, Bree from Yarragon.
That's right.
And it feels better getting it off your chest, doesn't it?
It does.
Have a great day, Bree.
Thank
Thanks for your
you.
call. Here's Good Shirt and Bucket Up. Gay School after 8 o'clock on the Jays.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with Triple J News. President George W. Bush has claimed victory in the US presidential election.
America has spoken, and I'm humbled by the trust and the confidence of my fellow citizens. And I will do my best to fulfill that duty every day as your president.
Defeated Democrat candidate John Kerry told Americans he was deeply touched by their support during his campaign.
It was a privilege and a gift to spend 2 years traveling this country, coming to know so many of you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Meanwhile, Kenya is celebrating the victory of the only black candidate to win a place in the US Senate. More from Sally Sarah.
Excited relatives celebrated through the night in Western Kenya as Barack Obama won a historic place in the US Senate. Mr Obama, who is the son of a Kenyan father and American mother, is the only black senator to be elected in the 2004 US poll. Kenyan Vice President Moody Awori says the result has lifted the spirits of the nation. Barack Obama was educated in the United States and has worked as a civil rights lawyer.
A 37-year-old Victorian man has died and another is seriously dehydrated after using a so-called sweat lodge in a remote area of South Australia. Police say the two men collapsed early yesterday morning. Israel's parliament has backed compensation payments for Jewish settlers leaving the Gaza Strip. The vote was vital for Prime Minister Ariel Sharon's plan to evacuate the occupied territory. Far North Queensland locals may find themselves slapping at fluorescent mosquitoes next month when 500 laboratory-bred specifically marked mosquitoes are released by researchers. The Tropical Public Health Unit in Cairns wants to see how far the disease-free mosquitoes fly and how long they live as part of research into mosquitoes that can carry dengue fever. Researchers say the study will allow authorities to refine the use of insecticide when there's an outbreak of the potentially fatal disease. The Australian Democrats say the government winning control of the Senate will help their new leader Lynn Allison turn around the troubled party. Senator Allison will take over the top job from Andrew Bartlett after the party's poor election performance left only 4 senators from July next year. Senator Bartlett will take up the role of deputy. The new positions will be confirmed in a ballot of members over the next month. And in basketball, in the NBL, the Sydney Kings have ended a 4-game winning streak by the Adelaide 36ers with a 122 to 106 point victory in Sydney overnight. The Kings led at every break, with guard CJ Bruton top scorer for Sydney with 29 points. Triple J.
November is Triple J's Australian Music Month.
Then I'll play the same.
This could be the quietest we've ever heard the Spazzies as they choose their favourite Aussie tracks to play. But it'll all get out of control Saturday afternoon at 5.
Oh my God, the Spazzies have the airwaves for an hour.
So tune in for the mayhem on Triple J.
I've given up on you. Take your time, hold on to all you have, 'cause I am holding your hand so tight tonight. But I try so hard to make it up to you. I can't wait, I can't
That's a little birdie on Triple J, and tonight's the night, 8:07 on the Jays. Reece Muldoon up very soon with the Gay School episode for today that's going to deal with a blood sample mysteriously going missing, the public perception of accountants as boring, which Dave from Albury was keen to shatter. And didn't he just put a bunger up the arse of that public perception?
He was Mr. Excitement.
Kevin, booked in for a vasectomy tomorrow, wants to hear all about it. Beth from Katoomba has to clean out the baby pool. She's just started as a lifeguard, and the baby pool gets a bit messy. And Aaron from Sydney wants to know, is there a gay school? Is there a play school script that deals with the repeated failure of overseas jockeys to deliver the goods in the Melbourne Cup? Reece Muldoon is currently rummaging around the archives trying to find anything that's got all those things in it. We'll hear from him soon. It's 8:08 on Triple J.
But, every now and then I love to go through the singles column in the Daily Telegraph for you, Adam.
Just for work. Just for work.
It's a thing called Go Tango. It's the ultimate meeting point.
It is.
Go Tango.
Does it list there? I'm trying to throw this at you, unanswered. Does it list there how much it costs to lodge something? I presume, is it per word? Is that why people will say things like TLC, because that only counts as a word?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Need love. Now.
Need cheap love.
Please. Quite cheap. Need sex. No, it doesn't say. It says, I know that if you leave your message, it costs $1.95 per minute, including GST.
Oh, if you respond?
Yeah, exactly, if you ring up.
Okay.
It doesn't, you have to have a 25-word newspaper profile.
Oh.
So it has to be under 25 words.
Okay.
That's why people are belting it in.
Give me an example.
This one might tickle your fancy.
Okay.
No, this one just needs some...
tickle me in 25 words or less.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, this one needs some clarification.
Okay.
It's just a bit ambiguous. I think probably because of the 25-word limit.
You're saying this raises more questions than it answers?
Correct.
Okay.
Under the heading, younger lover for older woman.
Okay. Now, is this man meets woman, woman wants woman...
Hang on,
what column are we in?
Well, because there's a lot of different columns. Sorry, for the people at home, there's man to woman.
Yep.
There's woman to man.
Yep.
There's man to man.
Yep.
There's man to both.
Yep.
There's woman to both. Mm-hmm. And then there's friendship.
Fringe.
Yep, there's friendship.
That's the very short column at the end, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right, this one is actually under friends and activities.
Friends and activities.
Friends and activities.
Read to me about some friends and activities.
Younger lover for older woman.
Okay.
Sexy guy, 34 years old, seeks lady, 40 to 55 years old, for passionate friendship. Passion a must. I would have thought he's wasting some of his 25 words so far.
Yep.
But this is where it gets a bit weird. Inner city area, any nationality up to size 16.
So from the top, walk us through all that again.
Younger lover for older woman, sexy guy, 34 years old, seeks lady, 40 to 55 years old, for passionate friendship, passion a must. I'm happy there.
Mm-hmm.
Inner city area, okay, happy there. Any nationality up to size 16.
Mm-hmm.
Are sizes nationalities? Any nationality up to size 16.
Oh, right, okay.
It makes no sense. Or does it mean he's happy to have any nationality as long as they're under size 16? And over size 16, they have to be Australian.
Yeah, over size 16.
Over 16, they have to be from India.
Over size 16, it gets a little bit fussy. You can be Eurasian up to size 20. Well, the weird thing is, French up to size 16, then no, unless you're size 28 or above. The French thing sort of kicks, it's like a graph, a parabola.
This guy needs some punctuation.
He does, doesn't he?
That's what he needs.
But
it could be any nationality up to size 16. I'd be happy with that, but this is any nationality up to size 16.
Passion a must?
Passion a must.
Passion a must.
So his V&B is, if you need it.
It's 8:11 on Triple J. Here's the Foo Fighters. For all the cows, got the weather up next, then some gay school.
I'm called a cow. I'm not about to blow now for all the cows. this wish is true. It falls into pieces new. The cow is you. The cow is you. My kind has all run out, as it comes to land. Sometime it's time allowed. Everything won't end. Everything won't end. Everything won't end like it's a friend. I said you're wrong. A painted dawn, and it caused the walls to fall. How far is he? Patiently, that's as far could be. As far could be. My kind has all run out, as it comes to plan. Sometime it's time allowed. Everything won't end. Everything won't end. Everything won't end like it's a friend. I'm called a cow. I'm not about to blow it out for all the cows. It's funny how money loud off the brows of me and now. My kind has all run out, as it comes to blend. Sometime it's time allowed. Everything won't end. Everything won't end. Everything won't end like it's a friend.
Oh, that's your Foo Fighters on Triple J for all the cows. 14 past 8. Episode 98 of The Weather. It's just been pumping along today.
You haven't got one of those bad jokes again, have
Oh,
you? Is there another bad joke in this?
We may well have one. Don't you worry about that. Townsville, fine and 31 today. Brisbane, morning showers, then fine and 29. Newcastle, mostly fine and 26. Sydney, fine and 25. Adelaide, some rain and 20. Perth, fine and 21. Darwin, an afternoon storm and 34. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Limber up, dude.
Alice Springs. Alice Springs, like being married to J-Lo. Alice Springs, like being married to J-Lo.
Wet then cold?
Not far off.
Yeah, that's hello.
Alice Springs, like being married to J-Lo, hot and stormy for a few hours. Hot and stormy for a few hours.
Hey, so I actually am really starting to like this now.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's growing on me.
Especially because of the Melbourne fine, maybe evening rain and 19
Will
degrees.
there be another one at 8:45?
Oh, we'll see how we go.
One more.
You're with Adam and Will on Triple J.
Hey, this is Chris. And this is Ben. And my name's Mark, and we're from After the Fall. We'll be playing a special gig this Oz Music Month this Monday night at Key Largo, Terrigal.
And we'll be supported by a great Central Coast band called Something With Numbers. It's a free event, and if you're over 18, get yourself there.
But if you can't make it to Terrigal, our set will be coming to you live at the Wireless on Triple J from 8 p.m.
Catch After the Fall live at the Wireless Monday night at 8. Plus an encore performance from Missy Higgins, followed by the Tremors. Sunday afternoon from 5 on Triple J.
It is 16 past 8. We sent Reece Muldoon down to the files, down to the Play School archives to see if there was a gay school moment that contained, amongst other things, a blood sample going mysteriously missing, the public perception of accountants as boring, vasectomies, cleaning out a baby pool, and overseas jockeys continually failing to perform at the Melbourne Cup. Was there anything down there, Reece?
Funnily enough, I found something.
Excellent.
Lucky.
Yeah, I know.
This streak's got to end sometime.
Exactly, I know. I don't know how many more files are left in those archives.
Is it completely free of scandal, or it might be...
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, it's been,
not intentionally controversial.
No. The lawyers have gone over it.
It's 8:17 on the Jays. Gay school.
Phone call for you on line 2, Kev, said Ellie, Kev's assistant. Thanks, Ellie, said Kev. That's okay, Kev, said Ellie. How are the kids? Asked Kev. Good, said Ellie. That's good, said Kev. And your husband? Asked Kev. Good, said Ellie. That's good, said Kev. Kev was an accountant. And a good one. Why, he was a certified practising accountant, which meant he hadn't been caught stealing yet. But today, he was in trouble. He had been called to the boardroom by Graham Richardson, his boss and a very famous numbers cruncher. Kev walked into the boardroom. The whole board was there. Kev, said Graham Richardson, we've just received some very disturbing news. What? Asked Kev. What is the disturbing news you've just received? Poor Kev. He didn't know when to stop. We've just heard you used colour-bonded paper in the photocopier. There were gasps of horror all around the room. You're a loose cannon, Kev. This company was built on simple white A4 paper, and we won't put up with your blue and pinko ways. Now get out. Kev had been sacked. What was he going to do? He walked out of his office for the last time and looked out to sea. I see a ship in the harbour, sang Kev to himself. He'd always liked Blue Monday by New Order. Their name had attracted him, and they weren't too emotional. That's it, thought Kev. He didn't like to say things like, that's it, out loud. It could be misconstrued as wacky. That's it, thought Kev again. I'll run away to sea. And that's what he did. The very next day, Kev had joined the Navy as an accountant and was now known as Kev, Chief Petty Officer. He was aboard the HMAS Blood Sample, a frigate whose job was to take to the high seas, drink loads of rum and go missing from enemy subs whenever it was convenient. Kev loved life on the high seas. It was a different way of life, and the law of the sea was very different to the normal laws that everybody else had to live by. Whenever the HMAS Blood Sample would pull into a different port, Kev would have sex with loads of women he didn't know very well. It was quite straightforward. Kev would kiss the girls and then hand over his pay packet. Kev had done the calculations. He had lots of time and too much semen, and he was keen to balance the books. Kev had hundreds of children all over the world. And one day, when they were pulling into the port of Surfers Paradise, where Kev had fathered no less than 1,400 children, he decided to hold a special party for all his children at Waterworld, which had the largest toddlers' wading pool in the Southern Hemisphere. Hooray! Said all the children as they got off the Department of Community Services buses and jumped into the wading pool. Oh, they played and danced and waded for 2 days. It was the greatest party ever. And now it was time to get back on the bus and head home. But when all of the kids had got out of the pool, they had left something behind. There was still 20 or 30 kids Kev didn't recognise still dancing. As he got closer, Kev noticed they had on very colourful silk play suits. Why, they were jockeys, not kids. What are you doing here? Asked Kev. We cannot win the Melbourne Cup, said one of the jockeys, and bit Kev's testicles off. No wins for us and no more kids for you, said the angry little man. Later that day, Kev got back on the HMAS Blood Sample and headed back to sea. Life, he thought, what an adventure. And he kept sailing for the next 212 years until he'd paid off his child support.
Oh, it's a beautiful story.
The
beautiful
vasectomy
story.
came via an embittered jockey.
That's right.
Playing in the wading pool of water because he couldn't win the Melbourne Cup.
That's right.
All making
that age-old story.
Yeah, exactly. As timeless as the sea herself.
It's 22 past 8. I'm the Jason. Now, have you been keeping track? Because the old series of Blue Healers.
Oh yeah,
is currently on air.
Right.
Now, have we seen your cameo yet?
I don't know because I haven't been watching it.
Talk people through your cameo in the original Blue
I've done
Healers.
2 Blue Healers.
Yep.
The first one I played a drug dealer.
Yep.
And I remember when I first got there and they said, "Oh, you're a drug dealer and you get caught with a kilo of heroin." And
Okay.
I said, "I'm sorry, how big is Mount Thomas?" And they said, "It's 10,000 people." And I said, "And I've got a kilo, do I? A kilo of heroin."
How much would, you would have done research for this role? How much would a kilo of heroin be for, how many people?
That would last a few more people than 10,000.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, unless
If
they
were
had
all on the gear.
really massive habits. I mean, the coppers, everybody would have had to have huge smack habits. Anyway, and David Wenham was playing
Lisa
McCune's brother.
Right.
And I kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, I kill him.
So he gets a bit close to the truth.
Gets a little bit, yeah, exactly. And he falls off the twig. You know,
Okay.
all because of me.
Nice.
And not that a massive heroin dealer with a red suit would stand out in Mount Thomas.
No.
Driving a Mustang, mind you, you wouldn't spot him.
No.
You wouldn't wonder who was the.
No.
It's a crime hub.
Oh,
Mount
exactly.
Thomas, isn't it?
It is an absolute. It's got Task Force Piranha written all over it. Now, and then the second time I did it, I was sort of a bit of a paedophile.
Right.
Oh, not a paedophile as well. I suppose it was a paedophile. Yeah,
Okay.
but like teenage girls.
Right.
You know,
So-
and I
but
was
this
a
wasn't the-
Satanist. I
but
was a
this wasn't-
Satan worshipping, bookshop owning paedophile.
So this wasn't the same the drug dealer who'd come back again. It was
Oh
now.
no, nobody noticed that.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't he
It
look
was-
like that drug dealer?
Yeah, he looks a little bit. He's got to be trouble, that guy.
Yeah.
What's he doing running a
Yeah,
bookshop?
look, Sarge, I was looking through the old photos, the old mugshots.
Have
And
you noticed the bloke who runs the bookshop looks like a bit like the...
remember that guy who killed Lisa McCune's brother?
Yeah.
24,
Guy in the Mustang, yeah.
24
Yeah,
past
remember
8.
that charming red-headed bloke
On
who
the
was
joke.
around town for a while?
Here's Deep Dish
That bookshop owner killed him.
and Flash Dance.
He doesn't mean a thing to me. Just another pretty face to see. It's all over town, knocking him down, honey. And I'd never let him next to me. Well, he's the kind of guy who thinks he's smart. He's the type that always looks the part. He's on the make, it's undertaker, honey. And I'd never let him touch my heart. He didn't mean to catch my eye. Well, he's lucky he just walked on by. 'Cause he hasn't met a girl like me, are you kidding? Well, I tell him that I'd rather die. me. He's the kind of guy who thinks he's smart. He's the type that always looks the part. He's on the make, it's undertaker, honey. And I'd never let him touch my heart. He didn't mean to catch my eye. Well, he's lucky he just walked on by. 'Cause he hasn't met a girl like me, are you kidding? Well, I tell him that I'd rather die.
28 past 8 on the Jays. After my hilarious observation yesterday that you wouldn't let them touch your heart unless they are a cardiovascular surgeon, I got nothing after that track now. I sort of blew everything I had.
That was it?
Yeah, because
you peaked.
She there says, I tell him I'd rather die. So he's obviously a cardiovascular surgeon who indulges in some sort of radical procedure. Maybe he transplants baboon hearts.
Right.
And you're just not into that sort of stuff. We'll have to ask the good people from Deep Dish next time we talk to them. That Flashdance song, is that about baboon heart transplants?
That's about baboon hearts, yeah?
I think the line's dropped out.
Hang on, what?
What's that? What's going
there,
on?
Deep Dish?
What's going on?
Come on, Deep Dish.
28 past 8 on the Jays. Here is a Gelberson and Summer of Love. Mary from Junee after 8:30 telling us what she thinks about this feature album. It's a beautiful little track. News headlines next.
Summer of my love is always on my mind. Summer of my love is never far behind. I would hold you in my arms, kiss you when I walk away. Night of judgment came, she nailed me to the wall. White spiders crawling down her back, she was none before. I would hold you in my arms, kiss you when I walk away. I would hold you in my arms, kiss you when I walk away. Kiss you when I walk away. Kiss you when I walk away. She feels something, walks on by again. I feel loving, so I'll try again. She feels something, walks on by again. I feel loving. This summer love was on the street like it never was before. I saw them kissing in the heat, naked on the floor. Summer's death will break us up, but lovers like us never really end. No lovers like us never really end. I still hold you in my arms, kiss you when I walk away. I still hold you in my arms, kiss you when I walk away. Kiss you when I walk away. Kiss you when I walk away.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with Triple J News headlines. Far North Queensland researchers will release 500 lab-bred mosquitoes next month in a bid to understand how the insects pick up and carry dengue fever. Returned US President George W. Bush has joined defeated Democrat challenger John Kerry in his calls for the country to unite. Meanwhile, Kenya is celebrating the victory of the only black candidate to win a place in the US Senate. Compensation payments for Jewish settlers leaving the Gaza Strip have been backed by the Israel's parliament. And in sport, Shane Warne will arrive back in Australia this afternoon to continue treatment on his broken thumb.
Yeah, his mum's got some awesome drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's got some stuff. Take this, it'll
take
really
the
help.
edge off, Warnie.
It'll be fine. You'll be back boning chicks you don't know in no time.
Can I say it's a very generous and decent and compassionate gesture on behalf of George W. Bush.
Yep.
Now that he has won the election, to say, look, I want to join and I want there to be a sense of healing and a sense of unity.
He's a great uniter.
And I want to join in that spirit with John Kerry, the guy who mates of mine defamed as a gutless war cheat during the course of the elections. But now that
bygones, big bygones.
Now that we've beaten him, let's all shake hands and hug. The guy I called too gutless to be able to...
Come on. Give us a hug, Guy Smiley. Come on, give us a hug.
I mean, seriously.
I'm the great uniter.
They were circulating photos of John Kerry on the grassy knoll
They really
during
were.
that election campaign.
There was a photo of John Kerry pushing Thorpe in the pool.
Exactly.
Just a little shot.
That's right. He's a uniter, not a divider.
Oh,
You know
dearie
what I'm saying?
me. Out the front of the Australian Embassy, they were showing these photos, and it was Rhianna Pittman.
Yep.
And in the background, you could just see John Kerry with a hammer and a weird look in his eyes.
There was this picture of John Kerry. Actually, they'd done it with the September 11 planes.
Oh, no.
With Kerry just flying.
Oh, no.
With his hand out the window going, hello.
I'll tell you a true story. This is about the lab-bred mosquitoes with dengue fever. This is a true
Good on
story.
scientists for releasing them into the wild.
Well, you know my good friend Melanie, the woman who was referred to as the hostage, the person who stayed the night at my house one night and got locked in the house. When she was in Thailand, she was travelling in Thailand a few years ago, she picked up dengue fever not once, but twice.
Really?
About 6 months apart. And
She's got to stop shagging mosquitoes.
Dengue fever is brutal. The second time she had it, she was staying in a place with this metal roof little shack. It's the middle of summer in Thailand. She's asleep in that shack with every item of clothing she has under blankets, freezing, just going through this 2 days of weird hallucinations where you're just in and out and you're seeing witches in the room who've come to take your soul. And dengue fever, brutally nasty disease. Try and avoid getting it twice in 6 months if you can.
Am I right in saying that she shrank? Is that right? Did I hear that she shrank?
Yes.
I'm serious about this.
Two bouts of dengue fever in 6 months. It eats away at some of the fibres in your spine. She came out of it half an inch shorter and a shoe size smaller.
She actually shrank.
How do you... like the spine...
Rove must have had dengue fever a couple of times.
The spine thing I can almost understand. How do your feet get smaller?
I know.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing for buying shoes, though?
You always see the upside. That's what I love about you, Rhianna.
You got that news brain, you know?
Here's the Black Keys. All hands against his own. Mary from Junee up soon on the chase. And the last episode of the weather today.
Is there more gold to come?
Oh, there's a gag in there. Don't you worry.
Found our hands against his own. Found our eyes were looking blue. And the sun had left at dawn. All his friends could not be found. Don't talk about, don't think about
drugs home. Mary, Mary. Mary, Mary, I need your hugging. Mary, Mary. Mary, Mary.
It is 22 to 9 on Triple J. It's that time of the week when we all say the one phrase. Adrian, have you pressed record on the tape? Can we start the segment?
Has he done it?
Yeah, I think he's done it, yep.
Does he do it like a roadie, Mary? Does he have a little bit of ass crack showing and just get to the microphone and give it a bit of check, 1, 2, 1, 2?
No, not really. But I get him out of bed.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Is he normally an early riser or does he like a bit of a snooze?
No. I'm the early riser.
What time's your normal get up?
Oh, about 6:45.
Right, okay.
I'm interested, Mary. Do you guys go to bed at the same time?
Oh, I've been going a little bit earlier lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Adrian's up all night raging.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And playing
PlayStation?
I don't think.
When does he like to sleep in till?
Oh, after 9 if he can.
If you don't mind, Adrian.
It's all right for Adrian, isn't it?
Bloody hell.
And when he wakes up, is there brekkie on the table?
He's not a breakfast person, but he has to have breakfast now because the tablets he's taking. But I always make him a cup of tea.
Right.
I've done that.
Excellent.
Now, but when you guys don't have that sort of thing at night where you have to go to bed together, that sort of stuff, you're happy for one of you to sit up and watch telly or whatever while the other goes to bed?
Yep.
And if you're asleep when Adrian gets there, does he respect that or is he one for a bit of the nudge in the back and sort of, hey?
Oh, no.
Hey.
No.
You still up? Hey? Hey?
No.
I just saw one of those call me now hotline ads. It's got me in the mood, Mary.
Hey? Australia's looking good in the cricket. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I reckon.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Oh, Adam.
Anyway.
Oh, Adam.
Anyway. I've just had a couple of my tablets. Know what I'm saying? What do you think about Gelberson's CD, Mary?
Yes, very good.
You liked it?
Yes, Adrian and I both liked it.
Oh, is Adrian reviewing the album as well now?
Well, we had to go to Wagga yesterday and I was going to listen to it at home, so we put it on. I said, do you mind? He said, no. So we played it all the way there and all the way back.
Because we rarely hear Adrian's opinions on this thing.
Yeah, well,
it's good.
it sounds very much, a lot of them like the Beatles.
It's a bit Beatlesque, isn't it?
The second one sounds very much like John Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a bit of David Bowie in there, but he reckons there's somebody else, but we can't just think who it is.
Oh.
The whole thing sounds like.
A mesh of styles. Now, does Adrian...
Are they Australians?
They are. They're Bondi boys.
Where do they come from?
Bondi, Mary.
Oh, very good.
Did you know the movie Muriel's Wedding?
Yes.
You know Toni Collette, the actress in that?
Yes.
One of the people in Gelberson's very good friends with her.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're married. The drummer, Dave, from Gelberson, and Toni Collette are married.
Oh, is she married? Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
That's right.
No, that
you wouldn't
was
know
a
it from
good,
the way she shops it around.
No.
But
No, I didn't mean that.
What are you saying about Toni Collette, Mary?
what did Toni Collette do in Junee when she was on tour with some small independent production?
No, I thought, I like Muriel's Wedding. It was good.
Now, does your and Adrian's musical taste normally converge, or do you have a lot of differences?
Oh, well, he likes a bit of country and western, you know.
You're not really into that, are you, Mary?
No.
Not your cup of tea.
No.
Oh, it's a great example that you can have differences in a relationship and still love each other.
Yes, of course.
You know?
I mean, it's all music. I mean, as I've always said, that's very international.
Yeah, but we do know that you don't like country music.
No,
Mary.
or jazz.
And Adrian really likes country music. What is it? What would be the interest that you have? And it doesn't have to be music. It could be like a TV show, but it could be like a hobby or whatever.
Gardening.
Yeah, what would be the interest that you have that Adrian wouldn't be that fond of?
Oh, well, I like, soppy movies, I suppose, girly movies.
Chick flicks.
But Adrian doesn't like that.
Adrian doesn't like a chick flick.
Those sort of things with Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock, that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Will she, won't she? Pretty woman.
But he did like Notting Hill.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a bit bizarre.
What would be Adrian's...
Oh, he said something from the kitchen.
He's not happy that you've outed him liking Notting Hill.
God, they're going to stare at him down at the Bowls Club, aren't they?
That's going to be bad for his reputation. What would Adrian's favourite movie be, Mary?
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Oh, God. We're on thin ice now, aren't we?
Do you get the impression Mary does know, but Adrian's in the other room giving her a bit of...
Yeah, if you tell them I cried during Pretty Woman with Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, there'll be hell to pay, woman.
Well, he's got pay and he watches a lot of them, murder things. And
a lot of those overseas films?
Well, I don't know about that.
When you've gone, I know what you're saying, Mary. Now, have you got some advice for the kids this morning?
Yes, safety belts.
Ah.
Always wear one, but I mean, if you've got children...
When you're in a car, yeah?
When you're in a car, yes.
You don't have to always wear one, right?
No.
Okay,
when
cool.
you're in a car.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
No.
But make sure that the children, if you have children, that they're, strapped in a car seat or whatever. But I see too many kids, standing up at windows looking out, and I think you're not strapped in.
Exactly.
Yeah, particularly if you're, say, it's a really hot day and you're going into the shopping centre to get your groceries and it might take an hour.
Yeah.
Strap those kids in the car.
Exactly.
So they don't move around.
Yes, well, a lot of people do that too.
If you're going into the casino, just to play a little bit of blackjack on the way to work.
That happened too many times.
If you're on a long run, if you're on a winning streak, make sure someone goes and checks on the kids.
Yep.
And what have you got a quote for us, Mary?
Yes. If at first you don't succeed, swallow all evidence that you tried.
Did you find that out off a heroin smuggling friend of yours or something?
No,
swallow all the evidence.
If at first you don't succeed,
I never thought of that. Yeah.
swallow all the evidence. Yeah.
I just realised.
Exactly, Mary.
I think that's why they couldn't charge Hugh Grant when he was caught with Divine Brown. She swallowed the evidence, didn't she?
I didn't mean it that way.
No, you see.
Oh, God.
If only Monica Lewinsky had heard that phrase from you, John Kerry would be president today, Mary.
Well, it was in this little book.
No, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you very much for your call this morning, gorgeous.
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll speak to you soon.
See you, Adam. See you, Will.
Here's ugly duck.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, tell him. You see, I personally liked Four Weddings and a Funeral more than Notting Hill, but
yeah, totally.
Have a good day, Mary.
Did he like Love Actually?
You too.
8:45 on Triple J. He was massive on the wedding planner. Oh, that bit at the end. Oh, I cried. Here's Ugly Duckling. We'll do the weather next. There's a joke in the weather. Don't you worry, people.
You'd like to pick up than any other place?
Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line.
If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Can I buy you a drink? Your glass is empty. What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this anyway? You come here often. Is this you taking Miss America? No? Well, you should be a model. I'm new in town, so could you show me around? Can I call you sometime? I'd like to get to know it. Your place or mine, I love your eyes. Hey, where you going?
Now, honey didn't do what everyone else does. She stood out without making a scene because she was the hottest but the most modest in a long plaid skirt and a shirt with a little picture of Ernie and Bert. Now, she played no sports except scholastic sorts, an academic epidemic during book reports. The starlet of a play, not a harlot to lay, so all the schoolmen were mad that she wouldn't give it away. See,
honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line.
When Joe the super hoe said, baby, what's your sign?
Honey was offended by the pickup line.
Cut my bangs so they don't hang, then shampoo the do. Get the hair out of my eyes so I can look into a Viewmaster and capture the flag in a 65 rag with brand new tags. She's for real, I feel. Chills, they're multiplying.
Say what?
It's so electrifying.
Yeah, right.
It's so electrifying.
No denying that I'm trying to undress her. With that phony rap, you wouldn't even get near it. She wouldn't go for sugar-coated lyrics. So other girls would say, she must be gay, and call her a Lenny Dykstra. But so what? They really wanted to be just like her. Jealous? I wouldn't offend her. I treat her tender, defend her, and send her letters and such. But there's no rush and there's no baby, you're so fine, I wanna make you mine. Cause honey simply ignored the pickup line.
Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line.
When Joe the super hoe said, baby, what's your sign?
Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line.
There's no baby, you're so fine, I wanna make you mine.
Cause honey was offended by the pickup line.
Well, excuse me. Well, excuse me. Well, excuse me. Well, excuse me. Girl, step up to this. Now, the main dude who wooed women tried to make his move on her, so we all watched to see what she would do. He moved in.
Hey, baby doll. What's up with us?
And honey was like, excuse me, but I'm gonna be late for my bus.
So I stepped up to her and said, here's what I'm about. Long walks, deep thoughts, I'd like to take you out. I won't play games or try to take the truth and bend it. I just wanna talk.
And she wasn't offended.
Honey was offended by the pickup line.
Honey was offended by the pickup line. When Joe the super host said, baby, what you signed? Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line. There's no baby, you're so fine, I wanna make you mine. Cause honey was offended by the pickup line. The pickup line, the pickup line. Honey was offended by the pickup line. When the R&B singer said, let's bump and grind. Honey was offended by the pickup line.
Yeah, that is Ugly Duckling and Pickup Line on Triple J. It's 12 to 9. Adam and Will with you. This is episode 97 of The Weather.
And they've been crackers today. These riddles and jokes have been crackers.
Townsville fine in 31. Brisbane, I'll leave till last.
Oh, hang on.
Newcastle mostly fine in 26. Sydney fine in 25. Canberra fine and dry. 21 degrees. Hobart, cool and cloudy. 17. I've got a lot of crossed out jokes here.
Yeah.
Cool and cloudy, 17 in Hobart. Adelaide, some rain in 20. Perth, fine in 21. Darwin, an afternoon storm in 34. Alice Springs, as I said earlier, like being married to Jennifer Lopez. Hot and stormy, but just for a few hours. 34 degrees. Melbourne, fine. Maybe evening rain and 19 degrees.
Brisbane
today. What hygienic parking police do every day. Brisbane, what hygienic parking police do every day.
Mop up goo and fine.
Brisbane, what hygienic parking police do every day.
Clean the toilet and fine.
Morning showers and fine.
So close.
You get it?
So close.
Hygienic parking police. They're hygienic. So what do you do every day? You'd have a morning shower.
Yeah.
And you're a parking police.
That's just like, or you could have said normal people and parking police. Most people have a morning shower, dude.
Brisbane.
Just freaks like you who don't do that.
Morning showers and fine. What hygienic parking police do every day.
What everyone else but Adam Spencer does every day.
If you don't mind. It is about 10 minutes to 9.
You killed him
Thank
today.
you very much. 10 minutes to 9 on Triple J. It's next crop time. It's
Oh,
time for our
awesome.
next crop act. And today's next crop act, got it here in my hot little hand, is Staying at Home is the name of the band. They're a New South Wales act. Staying at Home. Dendrite is the name of the track. If you go to the Triple J website, you can read all about the next crop acts. You can listen to their stuff, all this sort of gear. There's an interview with Adam from the band on the website. We asked the same sort of questions to all of them. He says, describe your music. Adam's been asked to describe the music of Stay at Home. Do us the Staying at Home. Do us the honour, Will. How would you describe the music of Staying at Home?
Well, man, it's self-conscious punk that became rock. The music is like us, constantly questioning itself. Too much reinvention, too many twists and turns and second guesses. But in the fractured glass is reflected simple melodies and laboured words.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Adam, from Staying at Home. Here's the
Makes it all clear, doesn't it?
Here's the track, Dendrite.
About tree branches
On Triple J at 6 to 9. Nice work staying at home from New South Wales and Dendrite. Like I said, the Triple J website, triplej.net.au, has got details about all the next crop acts. If you look at some of the acts like the Spazzies, Dollar Bar, dudes we play quite regularly these days.
Boat people.
Started on the
End
next
of
crop.
fashion.
Started on the next crop. 5 to 9 on the Jays. It is November the 4th. Whatever. Great stuff. Fun day. A very special day for Simone Lahoud, our work experience girl. What's so exciting about November the 4th, 2004, Simone?
It's my 21st birthday today.
Happy 21st.
Thank you.
We've given you the key to Triple J Studios.
Exactly.
Yep.
Are you excited?
Very excited.
What's it feel like to be turning 21 today?
Not that different, actually.
Nice.
Sorry.
No.
But I heard that this has been a bit of a dark omen day for you.
Oh, seriously, it is. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I was in year 7, the bell rang and I got up after class, as you do, and I grabbed my school books, put them together.
You're out of there.
And yeah, as everyone is. And my teacher said, "Oh, can you stay back after class?" I said, "Okay." So he said to me, "You know what your problem is? You're rushing, rush all the time." He said, "One day when you turn 21, you'll be rushing to go somewhere. You're going to have a car accident and die."
What?
I know.
What an outrageous thing for a teacher to say.
And when I woke up this morning, it was the first thing I thought about. Great.
You were in
Your
year
teacher
7.
said to you,
Year 7.
Said if
you
don't
are going to have a car accident and die.
If you don't slow
Yes.
down, you're going to die. And they named the date.
Yes.
And if you don't do your maths homework, you're going to be stabbed in a ditch. And if
but
you don't
you know
do your
what?
geography assignment, Ivan Milat's going to take you into a forest.
If you don't tidy up that tie, one day you're going to be eating a hot chicken hero, and it's going to give you food poisoning, and then you have to remove your liver.
If you don't put your results on this experiment, you're going to get a bowler, and your ass is going to fall out.
He said it was when I was going to be 21. So I've basically got a whole year to worry about
so
dying.
not even on the day?
No. He said one day when you're 21, so it could be one day before
Lock
I
yourself
turn
in a bubble.
22.
So when's your party? Can we get the party out of the way?
Yeah,
When's the party?
When's the party?
I don't know. I'm not even having one.
You're not having a 21st party?
Why not?
I know. I just didn't have time
But
to
doesn't-
plan it.
you need
I had to wake up
something-
early every day and come here.
Yeah, but you need, you'll miss out on the embarrassing speech from, your dad or your uncle or something, where they do that.
Who would you be worried about giving a speech at your 21st?
My dad.
Yeah? What's his name?
Joe.
Well, because we've got him here. Here's Joe. Joe LaHood. Going to say a
great.
few words about his lovely daughter, Simone.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for everyone for coming to the 21st. Firstly, I've got to say, hey, stop drinking me free piss. I'm not made of money.
Yeah, he doesn't drink alcohol. He's
Yeah.
free. He only drinks mineral water.
Exactly. I don't
There you
drink.
go.
Why are you bastards drinking my booze?
What does he do for a living, Simone?
Pricks.
He's security at RPA.
There you
Yeah,
go.
now remember, ladies and gentlemen,
So
I'm in
watch out.
security, so if you touch I know she's 21, but if anyone tries to touch her boobs tonight, I know guys who could kill you, all right? Now, I'm really proud of Simone. You know, when she was young, she used to get pissed a bit and shop it around, but
What was the name
we're
of your-
pretty proud of her.
What was the name of your first boyfriend, Simone?
Peter.
Peter, you all remember Peter, died in a mysterious car accident. Not saying anything to do with it, but just be careful tonight, boys. Let that be a lesson, all right? So I say congratulations, Simone. Good to see you 21 and still a virgin.
What's something really
No, you really are.
What's something really embarrassing you've done in your life that you don't think your parents know about?
Nothing really. I'm not really that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to Simone for lying on national radio just then to protect my good name and my good name's family.
It is 2 to 9 on the Jays.
We're really proud of her.
Happy birthday, Simone.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great one. And
Happy birthday, Simone. You're my favourite daughter.
Elkie also turned 13 today. We got an
I
email
really don't
saying
rate.
happy birthday.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are their names?
Joanne. Mary,
Joanne, you're a
Toby.
disappointment. Mary, ridiculous. Toby, we all know what you really are, Toby. Admit it to yourself, mate.
It's about...
We're proud of you. We love you. Don't worry about it.
2 minutes to 9 on the Jays. This is Fabian Del
I'll tell you
Sol.
what, that other bloke, mysterious car accident.
I'm going to haunt you.
You told me that you'd never leave me, and I would always be the one.
G'day, Michael Turtle with Triple J News. Messages from world leaders have been flowing in this morning for re-elected US President George W. Bush. Prime Minister John Howard has offered his congratulations. The leaders of Spain, France and Germany have all expressed hope for constructive relationships, while Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat hopes Mr. Bush's mandate will give new momentum to the Middle East peace process. And here's what British Prime Minister Tony Blair had to say.
I congratulated President Bush on his victory and said to Senator Kerry that I thought he fought an outstanding campaign that had helped make the election a true celebration of American democracy.
A British soldier accused of murdering a civilian in Iraq will face trial early next year. 21-year-old Kevin Williams is charged with murdering Hassan Syed, who died in southeastern Iraq in August last year. He's the first Briton to be charged with such a crime. Meanwhile, the head of the Australian Army says it's impossible to stop insurgents from infiltrating Australian forces in Iraq. Lieutenant General Peter Lay has flagged a restructure of the Army to meet the challenges of wars of the future.
As we move towards a very complex and uncertain environment of the future, we feel that instead of training for certainty, we must more and more educate for uncertainty.
The Brisbane Youth Network says a crisis response is needed to help solve youth homelessness in the city. A meeting of youth groups, police and governments will tomorrow discuss recent violence in the city centre. Almost a dozen teenagers were charged this week after reports that chairs, bricks and other objects were being thrown from a vacant building.
It's not acceptable for them to vent their rage on the community, and that does need to be contained. But the trouble is, we don't have any infrastructure in place to really provide alternative forms of managing.
That was Michael Tansky from the Brisbane Youth Network. There are suggestions that Melbourne's population of Kosovo refugees has been told to leave Australia. The group of 32 has received letters advising them that their applications for residency have been refused. A teacher, Leah White, says the timing couldn't be worse for one of the refugees who's doing his VCE exams and caring for his sick mother.
There's so much about it that I find offensive and embarrassed to be Australian at this point in time. I just want the people of Australia to know that this is how we're treating people who have been here in our country for almost 6 years.
In cricket, Australian Test squad members Cameron White and Brad Hodge will line up for Victoria this weekend after arriving back in Australia from India this afternoon. Both players failed to play a test on tour. That's all the news for now. You're listening to Triple J.
Are we right to continue?
You want more?
I got one more.
I've got nothing.
Oh, those boys at Today, did they change my desk around? They put everything opposite.
You rolling?
Triple J. Ow. Don't make me do that.
Brothers and sisters, do not attempt to adjust your radio now. You should be wide awake now. So quit your yawning. Get yourself ready for Mel in the morning.
What do you want with that bitch when you got all the pussy you can handle right here?